Fucking this guy's shirtless, bro.
Shut the fuck up.
Show these cunts
fucking
the fucker. They're
he's a rip
ripless.
cunt.
Ready?
The female audience wants to see you.
Chocky's big chocolate strip shot.
Hey, what's going on? Tonight's guest is one of a controversial one, but an honest one. Something that I find very admirable in this day and age with the way that social media has taken off. This brother is an online coach and he's transformed many people's lives through his own personal experience, and he's the man behind Mac Coaching and Benders to Barbells. Big ups to Big Chocky and welcome to episode 8 of Health and Wealth.
What an intro.
Whoa, what an intro. Let's
TV
go.
presenter here.
Wow.
Before we start, I'm going to ask him, brother, what's your skincare routine, bro?
I don't have one, bro.
Straight the fuck
Mama.
out. His skin's fucking perfect, bro. It's flawless.
Buzz,
I was holding that in, but when I first met him, I'm like, fuck, I'm not asking him.
Brother, you don't need one when your complexion is the same as chocolate,
When
brother.
you have the million in my brother.
Bro, you know what? I saw it. Me and my brother have wasted like 10, 15K.
Bro.
Trying to fucking
Use your Missy shampoo, bro.
No, bro, Colombians just born with good skin.
We're born good skin, bro.
I swear, black don't crack, huh?
Nah, bro.
Yeah.
Only
Black
the
don't
fuck,
crack me.
bit fucking flaky here, but
Yeah, fuck it.
that's why you're doing fucking long trip on
Yeah,
bad. You're hiding it.
Fuck it all.
What's going on, Chocky, bro?
Not much, bro. Thank you
Yeah.
for having me
How-
on, boys. Appreciate it.
How was the drive, bro?
Not bad at all.
Yeah,
Not
yeah.
bad.
It's good to finally meet you, man.
Likewise, bro.
100%, bro. I thought you were from Sydney.
I was.
No,
originally.
from up your ways.
Nah. So I moved up there December last year.
Port McCrory, yeah?
Port Macquarie.
How was it up there?
Amazing. Compared to Sydney, bro.
Totally different.
No rat
too.
race, bros. As far as I can see, no rat race.
Yeah.
That's honestly huge, bro.
Man,
For
it's massive.
relaxation, for mental clarity, massive.
So you would rather not the rat race?
Fucking no, fuck the rat race.
One of the boys we had on last week, he loved it.
Bro, what's there to love?
Yeah.
You know, like everyone in Sydney is so hustle and bustle. Like being in construction for so long, right? You get to a point where you see people consistently every day, new crowd, whatever. And I remember I was working a job in the city, and I got fucking to this point where I was like, I'm gonna see people smile. You know, they walk past you. Everyone's just so fucking laser focused at whatever the fuck they're doing, bro. No one realizes anyone anymore. You know, they don't pick up. No one nods. No one smiles. Bro, up there in Port, you got old boys that walk their dogs along the side of the road, still wave at cars.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
It's
bro.
just different, bro. You know,
Rough
like there's a
support,
sense of
yeah.
community still. Like, don't get me
Yeah,
wrong,
yeah.
there's bad eggs everywhere you go.
Yeah.
True. But there, man, people genuinely care. People are nice. You go into a store, people say, hi, how are you? Bro, in Sydney, you go into a 7-Eleven, nothing.
Bro,
That's so
honestly,
fucking true,
You
bro.
know what I mean?
100%.
It's people are too fucking caught up in their own shit to
Yeah.
care about anyone else.
Would you say there's more of a disconnection with people in like watching TV or the media? and that?
100%, bro.
There would be, yeah.
TikTok, media, social media, all of it, bro.
Yeah.
Massive disconnects.
Yeah.
And I think ever since COVID, going straight controversial,
Yeah.
since COVID, bro, everything went to shit.
Allegedly.
No, it didn't. It wasn't alleged. No,
allegedly,
no fucking way, bro.
Chocky's evil business.
No fucking alleged. You think about it, bros. They put everyone on house arrest in Sydney, and fucking neighbours turned on each other because someone had their fucking mum and 2 friends over. You know,
That's
Yeah.
crazy.
Yeah,
It's-
that was
that's
crazy.
insane
That's
to
crazy.
think
it
about.
fucked
Yeah.
everyone.
Bro, I had the whole street bumping. I had everyone over. We were still operating.
But I lost
everything.
I lost a few family members, and no one could go to their funerals.
Yeah, it's
crazy.
cooked, bro. Like you got someone in hospital. So my father-in-law, he was in hospital at the time. He had a quadruple bypass, and because no one was in the LGA, can't go visit him. So my
That's
missus
so
was the only person that could go visit
Right.
because we were in the area. And like, nothing against the family, they're law-abiding citizens, you know?
Yeah.
Bro, if my old man was in hospital, I'm fucking going. I
Yeah,
don't care if I've
100%.
got to go to another state. I'm going.
Fuck, yeah.
Stop me. Give me a fine. Fuck you.
Yeah.
You know, but it really changed the way people operated, bro, in a massive, massive way.
There's a control element.
Massive. Everyone went on house arrest and no one said fuck all.
To be honest, I reckon it was just a test for what's to come.
100.
Yeah, because apparently there's going to be another outbreak.
100.
Yeah, like Bill Gates is on all over the media telling everyone.
Yeah.
There's going to be another outbreak, and everyone's just watching it, sleeping.
And like you have said before, they always warn you first
Exactly.
before
Always.
something happens, so
Karmic
there's no
debt,
karmic
right?
debt.
Yeah,
Exactly
yeah.
right, bro. And it's true. They warn you on everything.
Mm.
It is fucking clear as day, right in front of you. But every fucker is too sleepy.
Yeah. This
what
is going
happens
to be a
when people
very
watch our
interesting
podcast.
chat, bro.
Bro, lights on, no one home.
You know what I like about Chocky's whole insight on life, bro?
Yeah.
I got the same, but the way we go about the content's different.
Yeah,
I'm a
yeah.
piss taker, but I agree with everything he says.
Yeah.
This bloke.
It's
I
fucked,
was
bro.
chatting to him out the front when he first got here. And it
Yeah.
was like, bro, it's like, it has the exact same mentality as us.
Exactly. That's what I
It's
mean.
like part of the boys already.
We shouldn't have met. Like if we
Yeah,
met before he was,
oh.
like when he
Oh,
wasn't
bro.
clean. See you later.
Bye bye. Choggy's fucked.
We'd be
Yeah.
jail to get out.
Bye-bye. Boot camp.
Yeah.
Hey, Chocky, you're one. Bro, I followed you for not a while. I won't say a while. I've followed you for quite some time now, and bro, you're one of the very few, bro. Because you know when you see someone pop up on your socials and he says something right, you're like, me personally, I'm sort of like hesitant to follow him because
100%.
because they can say one good message and then
And
bro,
the rest,
I don't want, and then the rest will be all fucking dog shit. But you're one of the very few that's been consistent, bro. And I got my brother, but it's funny because we were laughing about it. I go, bro, who, you know this bloke?
Yeah.
And he goes, yeah, fuck, we always have a yarn, we always talking. And then I heard your voice, I'm like, fuck, bro. If my brother gets along with you,
we're all right.
you know what I mean? He's all right. So I always use that as a gauge.
Yeah,
but
sure.
Bro, you're one of the very fucking few, bro, that have, and that's why I said in the intro, but very admirable, bro, because to be bold and honest in what your approach, like what your beliefs are, bro, in this day and age, bro, it's very,
no one does it, bro.
It's impossible.
No, I won't say no one does it, but very few do it.
Yeah,
man,
very few do
because
it.
they're either scared they're going to get cancelled, or they just don't want to cop the flack for it.
Yeah, 100%.
Like social media, as you know, especially, bro, you have to be thick-skinned.
Yeah.
Everyone is going to come at you with everything that they can
Chocky,
pick on, bro.
you cop a lot of hate as well.
100%. They come at me with everything. You black cunt, you this, you that.
Yeah,
Fuck, I don't give a fuck. Good on you. I know I'm black. What?
Yeah.
You know, what's it going to take away from me?
What? I'm back?
Yeah,
What?
good. Well, I had no idea, bro.
Since when?
You know, and it's like, wow, you're getting at me. No, you're not doing fucking anything new. You know,
everything you do say is positive, bro. And I'm like, they hate no matter what.
exactly right. It doesn't matter.
You're saying the right things, you're saying the wrong things. It's the same shit.
It's tall poppy syndrome. It's literally tall poppy syndrome. I heard you talk about it on a potty before, and I did a post on it not too long ago. In Australia, tall poppy syndrome is huge, bro. Like, it's fucking shocking, man.
You brought it up a couple episodes
ago. Yeah. Timmy brought it up. I remember, and I like, it's something that when I started my coaching, I remember my own mates. They were like, "Don't walk away from cranes too early," because I used to work in cranes. Don't walk away. Huh? Don't walk away. Like, there's more money here. You can set yourself up for life. Blah 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 blah. Whereas some of the older heads I work with, they go, bro, get the fuck out of this game. Get out. And these are boys that have been doing it 20, 30, 40 years. Like, get the fuck out, bro.
But you can still make money and make an impact at the same time.
100%, man. And that to me, I think I got out of cranes and got into coaching at the right time. Because if I got in any earlier, I was in a shit mindset. Like, I hadn't solved any of my own problems. I hadn't looked at my own trauma. I was running from my own demons. You're going to be a shit coach. How the fuck are you going to help people when you can't help yourself?
100%.
And like, don't get me wrong, I'm still a work in progress. I deal with shit all the time that's still fucked up in my own head.
But you're taking the right steps.
But I'm taking the right steps, and I've got the accountability to wear it. Like, man, I can use my own traumas and my own learnings with clients and say, look, I'm dealing with something similar at this point in time, but this is what I've done, or this is how I've been taught from mentors of mine. So let's try this with you. You know, and if you're working, 100%, man. And if you're working with a coach that hasn't done any of that, how the fuck are they going to help you? You know. It's one thing to build muscle. It's another thing to build a strong mind.
100.
And that's
right.
How many dickheads you know with muscle?
Yeah, that's right, bro. Fuck, everyone can walk around looking like this, bro, but you're fucking weak-minded. Like,
that's a fucking bar.
That's a bar.
That's a bar.
Thank you very much.
Straight away.
Thank you very much.
Well, you just got me.
Chocky's first official bar.
I was sitting there in my head with Mr. Burns saying, this is going to be a good combo.
Hey, Chocky, would you say that all these, I wouldn't say all, bro, but majority of the social media fucking coaches are more so about that? Just making big, make a business, and just more than cultivating a mindset, I should say.
I think to some extent, man, the problem with coaching now is there are so many coaches out there that you don't even work with them one-on-one anymore. It's all an automated system.
100%.
They got the Wes Watson approach.
That's right. Like, they have people that work for them that do the meal plans, that do the exercise plans. You don't actually work with that coach. So then, to some extent, somewhere along the line, it can become a cookie cutter protocol like that. Very quick, bro. And I don't like that. Like, I think a lot of coaches, like you said, 100%, they focus purely on what someone looks like. But they are only telling someone what to do. They're not educating them on how to do it. So that's why you see people do 12-week challenges, bro, and at the end of 12 weeks, they blow out because they didn't get the education as to what they've changed and why it's working, you know? I reckon it's...
teach a man to fish.
That's right, man. But like, coaching's saturated with shit. But at the same time, I don't take away from any of the coaches that are fucking great, because there are heaps. But it's like anything, bro.
So your 100%. Style of coaching would be like bodybuilding, health?
It's like more like
overall life coaching?
Like lifestyle, life. It depends on what they come to me for. So I run the Benders to Barbells program, and I work hand in hand with a recovery coach from Redwood Recovery, and he's just 10 years sober the other day.
Fuck yeah, bro.
He fucking abused it all, bro.
Hey,
I
shout out
actually
to-
love
shout out to
being-
him, bro.
Yeah, shout out to Ash from
Shout out.
Redwood. He lived through it all, man. And I work alongside him with some clients that need that extra step in recovery, because obviously recovery, you're facing heaps of demons, right?
100.
So I do the lifestyle side of things. I do your coaching, I do your nutrition, I do all that sort of shit. And you work with Ash for your traumas and all the triggers, and to stop going back down that road. And I'm going to say something a little controversial here, and I've learnt this from Ash. When people go to NA and AA, they try and normalize relapse to some extent.
Yeah.
In my opinion, relapse,
I've
or
been
from what Ash has said to me and what he's seen within those rooms, relapse could be your last day on earth. So why normalize it?
Yeah.
You know, like if you're shooting up coke, heroin, or ice, and you relapse, bro, and you've been clean for 3 or 4 years, and you take the dose that you used to take,
Yeah.
that's it, bro. Lights
That's
out.
That's your last relay.
It could be, you know,
Yeah.
and that there's probably a lot of people who are going to say, oh, well, fuck him, he's wrong, but it could be, man, and that's something that people need to come to terms with. That could be your last day on this fucking earth relapsing. So what Ash tries to do is he gives you the foundation and the tools needed
Yeah.
to not even consider that.
Yeah.
You're walking away from that. So yeah, that's one of the ones. But yeah, bro, it's,
What's your barbells to
Benders to
benders to
barbells.
barbells, right? So
Yeah.
how'd you come up with the name?
It literally just came to me one
Bro,
day.
brother, it speaks for itself. Bro.
Yeah, I
honestly,
know, but-
honestly, like it literally just came to me one day. I was talking. I think I was talking to a mate of mine who's also a client, and we were just yarning between each other, and I said
But you-
benders to barbells, and I was
You
like,
can relate to
wow,
that so much, bro.
100%, man.
Benders the barbell.
How
That's
many
right.
success stories have you got just from your stuff?
Fair few, bro.
Yeah.
A fair few, yeah, man. I couldn't give you a number.
Of
Well,
course,
don't
yeah.
worry, I'll ask you again in a year when we have you
Yeah.
back on.
Yeah, fucking
Yeah,
oath.
I
I
wanna
think
see where you're at in
it's
a
a
year.
it's a good number at the moment, man.
Yeah,
I mean,
It's
look,
good.
whether it be weight loss, like life-changing weight loss, or even just helping people stay sober, man, like there's enough for me. I started Mac coaching, and my goal, I said it to my wife or my missus, I said, one client, I want to help one person.
Yeah.
And I fucking ticked that off pretty quick, you know, and that was my main focus. That was my first goal, and I did it. And from there, I'm just like, righto, let's keep running.
See, we've like going back to what I asked you before, Chocky.
Yeah.
Like cultivating that mindset, bro. I feel like fitness is like it's exactly what it is, bro. Like cultivating that mindset, because I feel like a lot of coaches out there, bro, they're just fucking. It's a business to them to some extent. Because for me, bro, fitness for me, it saved my life, bro.
Likewise, bro.
You know what I mean? People go out there to fucking look good. Me personally, bro, I go for it's therapy for me.
100%.
Get up in the morning, do my gym routine, and I can do what I got to do with my family and my friends, and then everything else just coincides after
Ticks
that.
along,
You know what I mean?
100%, man.
And when I see these guys like come and just fucking make a business out of it,
Yeah.
it sort of pisses me off. And this is what I'm going to ask you as well, like dabbling a bit, but I feel like there's not enough men out here.
Agreed.
And there's a war, and you touched this on as well, and I want you to touch on it too, bro.
Yeah,
There's a
fucking
fucking
oath.
war.
Oh, don't worry, we're going to do that. We're going to touch a lot of things.
Don't worry.
There's a war of masculinity, bro.
100%, bro. Hands down, there is like.
Fucking yeah.
Look, you look at testosterone range readings, right? So over the past, I'll say 10 years, because some fuckwit will fact check me and say, oh, it hasn't been that long or whatever, right?
Yeah.
Over the past 10 years, your testosterone ranges in blood tests have gone from, let's say, 30s to 40s.
Yeah.
They've gone down now to like top of the ranges of 32.
Yeah.
Right, I'm not going to get into the medical side of
Yeah,
it,
yeah,
right? But that should tell everyone enough as it is, right? So I'm on TRT. I talk about it all the time.
Would this have to do, like the decline in testosterone would have a lot to do with the food they're giving everyone, right?
100%, bro. Processed foods, chemicals in your foods, the plastics, the clothes that we wear, everything. It's you're attacked from all angles. Like realistically, man, to avoid it at this point in time, you need to live in the bush and wear fucking cotton.
Yeah.
You can't get away from it anymore.
Yeah,
it's in the
yeah,
water. It's in absolutely
It's in the
fucking everything.
air.
You know, and that's one of the issues that we have. And I think the biggest problem out of this though is that the doctors are complicit. The doctors don't give a
Hard.
fuck. So when I first went and
I
got
feel
my
like
blood
that too,
test
man.
coming out of COVID after I drank like a fucking fish the whole time, fucking snorted as much rack as this cunt does in one night, right?
Oh, yeah.
I'm joking. Don't do this cut off, bro. Story.
What's you about? You struggling?
No, but after I came out of that, like I was a PT when I was young, right?
Yeah.
I got my tickets or whatever
Yeah,
the
yeah.
fuck we call them. And I was trying to lose weight. I was trying to gain muscle. Nothing was fucking working, bro.
Yeah, yeah.
The needle just wasn't moving.
Yeah,
It
yeah.
doesn't matter how much of a deficit I put
Yeah, yeah.
myself in. The weights weren't fucking going up. So I took myself to the doctor and I was like, I need some blood stuff.
Yeah.
Came back at 10, so pretty low, right?
Yeah, yeah.
I was 24 at the time, I think, around then. And I looked at it and I said to him, I go, that's pretty low, isn't it? He
Yeah.
goes, no, it's all right, you're in range. Hello, dickhead. In range, bro, you're 2 numbers
gonna
away from
fucking do
bottoming
it.
out at 24 years old, right? And then over the course of the
Chocky, you were
year,
partying that much?
yeah.
Fuck,
That's
man.
crazy.
Like throughout that next year, I tried everything, bro. I tried all the herbs, I tried all the supplements, the vitamins, I changed diets, I tried
They
this,
tried
this, and
putting
that.
the cream on the underarms, and
Nah,
No.
I didn't get that far.
Yeah.
And then I kept going back. Every 3 or 4 months, I went back for more
Yeah.
bloods, and the test levels just kept going down, 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 down. And the point where he fucking pulled the trigger and said, "Go see a specialist about TRT," my test got to a 3, bro, at the age of 25, it would have been, or whatever.
But you're walking around like a female, like the hormones of a female.
I was fucked.
That's crazy, bro.
And you float through life, man. Like, so many boys have reached out since doing TRT videos. They like, I feel like I've got brain fog, I've got no libido,
yeah.
there's no
Depressed.
determination, there's no drive, depressed,
That's exactly what they want.
can't
though, eh?
lose weight. That's exactly what they want.
Yeah.
And that is a fucking direct sign of low testosterone.
Yeah.
But the doctors,
the
it's
same.
not just the doctors, it's the people that look after the doctors. I fucking forget what they call the medical board or whoever the fuck they are. They make it very hard for doctors to prescribe TRT in Australia.
Yeah.
Very fucking difficult. So then what happens? We get stuck with a fucking feminized male
Yeah.
walking around.
What is TRTs in case? someone-
Testosterone replacement therapy.
Okay.
So
They- they-
uneducated dumb cunts.
They
I'm
artificially
pinning gear to get to natural levels.
So they inject artificial testosterone to keep your levels balanced.
Correct. So you put your levels to where they're meant to be. But what people don't understand is that it's not like running a cycle. So when you run a cycle of gear like bodybuilders would, which I will do one day for all you fuckers that want to know, right? That's when you go to super physiological levels. So you go fucking into the stratosphere. You're pushing the needle well and truly, right? TRT is where you sit at where your body should be sitting. You're just functioning as you should be normally.
So you don't get any of the side effects, symptoms.
You
nothing?
still can, and you still need to mitigate for some. Like there are blokes that are on TRT that take the 2 pins a week or whatever, and they still can get side effects. But generally, you shouldn't be because everything's balanced.
Yeah, you
Right.
shouldn't at all, I reckon.
Exactly.
and
You
unless-
shouldn't.
unless
You
you're
shouldn't at
abusing
all. Exactly right.
And there's a lot of studies now coming to prove that it is actually beneficial. Yeah?
100%, man. Look at your Joe Rogans of the
Yeah, yeah.
world. Like, bro, if the best
Fucking
of the best
good.
on a level like that
Yeah.
are utilizing it and saying this is the
Bro,
fucking way,
And they stay ripped.
exactly right,
Yeah.
bro. And you stay healthy in the mind. You
Yeah,
stay
100%.
driven, determined.
Yeah.
That's one
Feel
thing. I
young
struggle
again,
with a
bro.
lot,
Bro,
Bro, you look young.
Yeah, bro,
Look,
it's
got
like,
me
it's like
thinking of it, bro.
replicating the test levels of a teenager growing up.
yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
That's right.
So you never exceed the level of like.
Correct. You don't go stupid because you don't need to. That's when you can run into health like difficulties if
Yeah,
you don't
yeah.
know what you're doing.
Yeah.
But I think that like the biggest thing for me, man, and even my missus realised that within, I'll call it 2 months of starting, right, I just stopped floating through life. I had a vision. Like it came back. I was like, this is what I want to do with my fucking life.
That's
Like
hectic.
I know what I want to do. I know
That's
who I want to be. I know how to. I didn't know how to be that person, but I knew the steps I had to take. You know, whereas before, bro, I was just sitting in a crane all day doing this, drinking piss when I get back to the yard, and then getting home and drinking more piss. And like, that's what they want, man.
Had you hit the gear
Never,
never before?
never. I thought about it time and
Yeah.
time again, but luckily for me, I had friends that were like, don't bother fucking doing it until you get to a point where you actually fucking need it.
Because when you get on the gear and you don't come off properly, your
Correct.
estrogen spikes. It's the same feeling.
100%, yeah.
That's proper advice, but
Yeah.
whoever gave you that advice.
Oh, 100%.
Every
man.
other fucking
Every other gym, bro.
would have told you, mate, just fucking
Just
test
fucking
deck
ping you.
assist.
That's right.
Load up, brother, you'll be
And,
right.
Like the biggest problem with gear now, especially, man, like I train at a world gym up in Port, and the one thing I notice, and I've spoken to a few of the older boys at that gym, you see the young pups, 18, 19,
yeah.
bro, they're fucking red-faced, covered in acne, they look
Yeah.
like shit,
Bro,
and you know
Yeah, they're
that some
pumping,
dumb
bro.
cunt has
Yeah.
told them to run 500 megs a test, maybe a bit of trend for their first cycle. You look like shit, you're achieving nothing, and you've probably never run bloods in your life. You know, and it's
Yeah.
becoming so normal, bro. Thanks to social media.
18 years old gearing already.
Yeah.
You fuck up your nuts.
Bro, there
and
are
tests.
16-year-olds, 17-year-olds I've heard that are on the gear already.
That's crazy.
And they start using SARMs because you can buy them online.
See, it's
Yeah,
just
yeah.
the age of social media. It's polluted
It's
everyone's
fucked.
brains.
It's
bro.
fucked. Whether it be illicit drugs, or I mean, look, gear's illicit as well, but whether it be fucking ice, coke, whatever it is, it's getting younger and younger and younger and
The
younger.
adults want to be kids and the kids want to be adults.
Exactly right.
fucking
It's
everything's
doomed,
in
bro.
reverse.
Is SARMs equivalent to gear?
No,
it's all
look,
I heard, yeah?
I'm not really educated when it comes to SARMs, and I'll happily admit that, but I do know for a fact there are SARMs that you can run that still require post-cycle therapy.
Oh, then it's a gear then.
So
Yeah.
realistically,
Anything that you need post-cycle therapy is
pretty well, right?
Yeah,
So then you
anabolic.
think about it, if an 18-year-old can buy SARMs online, yeah?
Yeah.
Where the fuck's he going to go buy Clomid for PCT?
Yeah, yeah.
He's not, because he doesn't have the contact.
100%.
You know?
So then he's fucking.
So then you're fucking everything.
Yeah.
24 bitch tits.
Yeah, that's right. We're going a really fucking shitty direction with life
Bruh,
overall,
yeah,
man.
100%, bro. You know how many people I've met that have only had one cycle?
Yeah. What for?
They just fucking, bro, cycle until now. What's his name? I don't want to say his name online, but that guy that we met in the gym.
Who's that?
Hey, Chocky, this guy, bro, he's.
What's his name, brother? Throw him under the bus. Fuck the coat. Yeah, he's fried it. He's probably been on since, I think since he was, cut his name out. Since he was 22, bro. He just fried.
But this was
Hello?
like 15 years ago, eh?
Yeah, and he tried to have kids and his testosterone.
No, it
shit,
won't
that
work.
sperm
He's
was
got all
gone,
cats.
gone. Yeah.
That's
That's fucking tragic.
shooting with a
bro.
cap gun.
Yeah.
This cunt.
I feel bad for him. He's got like 4 cats, bro.
Fuck
Yeah.
hell. But that's what happens, bro. You
Yeah,
abuse
bro.
something, it's the same as anything. Abuse something and shit happens, bro. There's
100%,
consequences
bro.
for everything.
You have fucking 20 Panadols, you shit yourself. You know what I mean? Can't have too much of anything. bro.
100%.
Bro, you
100%.
drink too much. Water is the most essential commodity there
You
is.
drown yourself.
You
can
can
still
drown
drown
internally
yourself.
if you
Yeah,
drink
yeah.
too much.
Yeah.
This is the
Hey,
too
Chocky,
much of
let's
anything.
get into your life story, man. Tell us
Hard.
a bit about yourself.
Where do you want
bro.
to start? The
Let's
very
paint
beginning?
picture. Yeah, the
Birth.
very beginning.
So I was adopted from Colombia at the age of 2 months old.
You were
Mum and-
adopted.
Adopted, yes, sir.
Not your real parents that you.
Nah.
What?
Mum and dad, mum's Greek, dad's Cypriot. They went and got me when I was 2 months, like I said, from Colombia. Took me on a trip of South America. I come home here. Grew up in the sunny St Ives, the North Shore. Spoon fed, and we'll get there. And fucking life was pretty good, man, until probably the age of 8. So my old man, he's the leading cannabis, or he's one of the leading advocates for medical or medicinal cannabis. And he used to have a business that would, they made stuff out of hemp, right? So clothes, rope, you name it, right? And he was one of the first to get a license to grow for medicinal purposes and industrial purposes. Come the age of 7.5 or around this time, the government changed, sort of turned on him. They revoked his licenses. He had 3 paddocks, football field-sized paddocks full of pot, right? He told him, well, fuck you, I'm not pulling it out. He got into an argument with his neighbour. Anyway, within a month of the argument with the neighbour, I remember I was there with a mate, like I said, 8 years old. Dad was out the back doing whatever he was doing. I remember hearing cars coming down the driveway. I'm like, Mum's not meant to be here. And I was like, 2 cars, 3, 4, 5. Anyway, I remember coming out and there was a fucking big bald copper, suit, drug squad, gun out, seen me, put it away. He goes, where's your dad? And I was like, oh, fuck, here we go. And that was my first insight into crime, right? And Dad, they fucking tried to throw the book at him. It was $6.1 million worth of pot, street value,
Yeah.
40-something thousand plants. He got off on a good behaviour bond because
Conservation charges are.
he got off on a good behaviour bond because he said, fuck you, you could smoke the whole fucking paddock and not get stones.
Yeah.
And he actually fucked him. He had a personal fucking crop out the back of the farm. He had photos of it. Thank fuck he did, smart cunt. He had photos of it. The drug squad never put it into the brief.
Yeah.
It disappeared.
Oh, they threw the case out. No way.
So that crop disappeared.
Yeah.
So then Dad brought it into court
Yeah.
to the judge
They
and
have
he
to throw
said,
everything out.
where the fuck is this? The judge looked at them, looked at Dad and was like, we've got to look into that. So since then, like Dad's a doctor, or he was a doctor pre this, PhD in immunopathology. Very, very smart individual. And he's probably the reason why I think outside of the box. Like I remember the Twin Towers when that happened. I can't remember how old I would have been, but fucking I remember watching on the TV. You see it over and over and over again, as you all would remember. And I remember within 6 months, Dad's like, planes didn't do that, you know. And for me, I've always had a father that's been very outspoken. You know, he's always gone against the tide. He doesn't give a fuck what adversity he goes against.
Fucking oath.
So that's why I am how I am, you know. And he still does shit now that is well fucking out of anyone's comfort zone. But yeah, so anyway, that's Dad. But then moving forward, I think growing up, being adopted, I started to run into, when I started puberty, man, I started looking at Mum and Dad. Like Mum's typical little Greek lady, 5'2", and I'm starting to get bigger and blacker. And I look at Mum, I'm like, fuck, I'm not yours.
Putting 2 and 2
You
together.
know, like, but they'd always told me, like, I knew I was adopted. Like, they never hid it from me. They were telling me from a young age. And Mum always tells a story. I used to run around like 2, 3 years old, and Mum was like, oh, you know, you're adopted. Like, she always wanted to put it in my head. She never wanted that, boom, holy fuck,
so it
who am
wouldn't
I?
hurt later.
That's right. And apparently I used to say, yeah, I am a doctor. Like, just joking, like not understanding, you know, it's cute. But when I hit puberty, I was like, who the fuck am I?
Body
And
dysmorphia.
that was fucked, man. Like that, I think that was where the abandonment wound that I've fucking had for a very long time, it all originated there, bro.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah,
not knowing who you are, but you look at the people that have raised you and you're like, you've done so much for me, but I don't know who I am.
yeah.
That's fucked.
bro.
That was really fucked.
That's heavy
Damn.
duty, bro.
You know, and it fucked me up pretty good, man. Like,
A lot of self-discovery.
100%.
That's what happened.
And then growing up through that, you fall in with the wrong people pretty quickly, man. Like, I was going to a really good school. I went to Barker College, for all of you that know. It's a fucking very expensive private school. I hated every fucking second of it, bro. It was like a pissing competition of who had more money and who was the better sports player.
as it always is.
That's right. Like, and no disrespect for the boys there. Like, it's just how they were raised, right? But I
Yeah.
was different. Like, Dad ended up on the news for getting done a couple of times and whatever, and they're talking about me behind my
They
back.
would have
saying,
demonised you at
That's
school.
right.
eh?
They
would've went in on you.
Go fuck your mum,
Yeah.
right?
He is Colombian. That would have.
Yeah, that's right. You know, and dark skin. I mean, look, don't get me wrong. Like, there were other darkies there, but they weren't like me. Like, bro, I speak like an Aussie, like true blue.
Uncle
you know.
Tom.
Yeah.
Yeah. But then I ended up leaving that school, fell into a wrong crowd, went to a public school, and then from there, bro, it was sort of just like an up and down of drugs and alcohol crime, and then, yeah, bro, I had my first son when I was 20, and he saved my life, man. I
Yeah.
found out he was coming into the world when I was 19, and I sort of was like, I can't do as much dumb shit. I didn't hang the boots up at all, but I refrained. I sort of took a step back and was like, he's relying on me. I've got to fucking change now. And then from there, man, it's sort of just been an uphill battle of getting off the drink, getting off the bags, avoiding shit people. But I think, yeah, man, it's been a wild ride. That's
Yeah.
probably the fucking briefest overview I can give.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's
What
and
made
here we
your
are now.
sorry, bro, what made your parents go all the way to Colombia to get you?
That's a great question, man. So my parents couldn't have kids,
Mhm.
and then obviously there are adoption agencies.
Yeah,
You
of
get
course.
photos of different kids, and you see who you can get and where you have to go to get them and whatever. And apparently my old boy wanted like an Asian child, which is fucking weird. Dad's Cypriot. Like, me and my dad.
Shout out to your dad,
Yeah.
bro.
Me
He's
and
a
my
character.
dad.
He's
Your
a
mum
bro.
sat next to each other. Can we
He's
pick
a
which one
character.
Shout
we
out to
want?
Chocky's dad, huh?
He like me and dad could pass as biological. Like,
Really?
Yeah. I'll show you the photo later. But people say like you could be his son, like same
Wow.
color,
Yeah.
complexion,
Mad.
sort of shit, which is mad. Like, it makes it easy, you know.
Yeah.
And I always ask Dad, I'm like, what the fuck you want an Asian for? Like, no offense to any Asian out there, right? But bro, a fucking dark Cypriot man and a Greek lady with an Asian baby is a bit weirder than a dark skin that can fit in with that. But anyway,
Who would
apparently,
want all these chocolate? That's what he meant to say.
That's right. But then one day apparently they got a call from an agency they hadn't heard from in a while, and they were like, "Oh, this little boy's just been born," and they saw the photo of me, and both of them were like, "That's him."
Wow, cosmic shit.
So
That's
yeah,
like
bro, and then they fucking flew over and got me, and here I am.
Wow.
It's
And,
pretty wild, bro.
That's God,
do you-
bro.
do you know
100%.
much?
That's
100%.
God.
Do you know much about your biological mother?
So I've got my adoption paperwork still.
Yeah.
I've got my biological mum's name, Maria Caro Perez. If you're out there, fucking find me. But bro, with a name like Caro Perez, right?
Good luck.
It's
Oh,
like
man.
a Lee in China.
It's half of the country.
That's right.
It's like a new one.
It's like a new one. It's like a Lee in China. It's like an Australian Smith, bro. Fuck, good luck. I'll find her one day, but that's
God
all.
willing.
There's no dad, nothing else.
Chocky, do you have like an urge or
Yeah, I
thing
want
to find
I
her?
want to find mum.
Yeah.
Because in my opinion, bro, especially now that I've got 2 kids of my own, Mo and I were talking about this before actually, like I'd move heaven or earth to make sure my kids had what they needed, right? But being born in 96 in Colombia when my mum evidently had no money, because it asks like, why are you giving your child to an orphanage or up for adoption? She said, I don't have the means necessary to clothe, feed or educate my child.
Oh, that's heartbreaking, man.
Bro, that's hard. Yeah, like that's
hard.
tough, man. Like, and for me now, I look at my boys and I'd say, fuck, I would do whatever I had to do. But the difference is, like, how can I compare when we're in Australia? We're in a country where they will give you help.
There's no such thing as no opportunity here.
People and fuckwits here will sit and they'll be like, "Oh, she gave him up. But they're looking at
They're
through the
look-
goggles of an Australian
there,
that has the
that's right.
government helping.
Bro, if you're in
has all
Colombia
that.
in 96, like, I'm pretty sure that was when Pablo died. Escobar died in 96, I think. Bro, the country was fucked.
Yeah.
Royally fucked.
Yeah.
Like, if you're a single mum,
He tore down the country.
he fucking rooted it, right? If you're a single mum with absolutely fucking nothing, when you can't even look after yourself, how are you going to look after a baby?
Yeah.
It's the most
100%.
selfless thing she could have done.
100%, man. And I respect that, like, heavily. I respect that a lot. Like I say all the time, I won the lotto of life.
Yeah.
I don't care about the money, the materials, whatever, man. Like I'm here because she had the selflessness to
Yeah.
say, you know what, let him go,
The
let him have a
strength,
good life.
bro.
And
The
that's
strength.
That's
massive,
hard,
bro.
man.
A mother,
would you
yeah.
say would it hit you a bit harder when you had your own children?
Nah, it actually, I think it healed a part of me because I think when I was going through all the abandonment growing up and whatnot, I always felt as though I didn't have family of my own. Even though I didn't have blood. And to me, for some reason, even though I've got fucking tattooed on my leg, blood makes you related, loyalty makes you family, right? But it healed a part of me because I felt like I had another one of me.
Yeah.
You know, when my first son was born, I remember looking at him, fucking bawling my eyes out, and I was like, I finally got family. Like he's my family, you know. And I'm not taking anything away from mum and dad because they always will be my family, but it's different, very different. And then the same with my second son, man, same thing. It's like, wow, like this is mine again, you know.
I feel like I also would have solidified your, because of the way that you felt when you had your son, obviously, it would have solidified how in your head the image of your mum doing something selfless.
Exactly right, bro. Yeah.
Yeah.
It reinforces how selfless that was
Yeah.
for my mum to do that.
'Cause you would
100%.
have realized how hard it would have been.
Fuck yeah.
And obviously you can say that, but it could have been a fairy tale until you actually felt it and then you understood.
Exactly right, man. Kids change everyone's life, bro. And I remember you guys saying it on one of your other episodes. There should be screening for people to have kids.
100%.
I fucking agree because
100%.
no child asked to come here.
No.
If you can't change who you are for your child, or if you can't, I'll reword that. If you can't face your own demons when you have a child, you shouldn't be having children.
Yeah,
100%.
that goes straight into the message of health and wealth, bro.
Yeah, bro, like straight up.
Hey, Chocky, see with the whole abandonment thing, yeah, because I suffered that, bro, massive, bro, in my life, bro, and neglect as well. What'd you do, bro? Like, how did you navigate it? Because for me, like, I'll tell you what I done, bro. I said this before, to get my get back, I used to drain women.
Yeah, I heard that on one of them.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
And bro, it's sickening, bro. Like now that I've healed from all that shit and I can talk about it, bro. Like I used to get that because for me, the first person that you fall in love with, bro, is your mum.
Mm-hmm.
The first ever lady, you know what I mean? And having that severed, like it's sort of like without sounding like, bro, like I've healed like from this situation. I don't want to talk bad about anyone,
Nah,
you know
it's
what I mean?
bro. Just go ahead. Just talk.
But being neglected like that, it drove me to do different, like to the shit that was out of character, bro. Like shit that you shouldn't do, you know what I mean?
100%. I feel as though I did a lot of the same shit you did. 100%, bro. Like, it's almost as though you want others to hurt to try and make yourself feel better. It's fucking, it's wacky, bro.
Normal.
Trying to explain it, it makes you sound like a fucking maniac, right?
bro.
But you're hurting, yeah? Just like how you spoke about with violence with your old man. And the same for you. You hurt people, hurt people, bro.
Yeah.
And it's what it is. Like, man, I've fucked over heaps of girls in my time. Like when I was young.
Good women as well.
100%, bro. They were never bad to me. I was bad to them.
100%.
And then like even I think after I got through that phase, I just went to not giving a fuck about myself.
Yeah.
Just drink heaps, drugs, party, no fucks given, bro.
Yeah.
And that was getting through it, man. I think it changed when my sons were born, to tell you the truth. That was when I was like, I've got to do something.
Yeah.
I can't stay on like this, you know.
Because that was the same for me, Chocky, bro. You know, when I had my son, because I suffered the way I did, I knew I had to change a part of myself. Like there was
100.
And saying that, I wanted to ask you this as well. Like, was there parts of like, because I healed through my kids as well.
100%.
You know what I mean? But did you find like moments of sorrow? Like you knew at like certain points, because I know everything that I've suffered from at certain ages as well.
Yeah.
So when I would see my son at like 7, I'll see him at 8, and I'm like, oh, that's when that happened.
Yeah.
And then I was sort of like,
go back.
You know what I mean? It'll take me back, and I'm like, fuck, man, that's when that happened. And then you make sure everything doesn't happen that way.
Yeah.
But then you're overstepping, like, you know 100%. What I mean? You're like,
I think to some extent, yeah, I did see that with the kids, like the sorrow, but I think it was more just a healing thing for me watching them grow.
Yeah.
You know, because it's just one of those things, man, for me, like I said, my boys did so much more in putting my pieces back together.
Yeah.
So there's no real, it's not like it takes me back to negative, even when things do happen to them.
Yeah.
Which is, I suppose, just the way that I handle things, you know what I mean?
There was one of your posts, bro. It was fucking real heartwarming, bro. I think it was the one where you were talking about how you were all, I think you were doing the skin routine.
Yeah.
And then you had your kids and they were brushing their teeth,
Bro, I
and
was
it's just
home.
that sense of family. Chocky, bro. Talk about how good that feeling is, bro.
Mate, it is second to none.
Like your nuclear family, like because you have your biological, and then you have your adopted family, but when you have your own blood,
bro.
the power that you feel when you see your, like the work that you put in, and just seeing everything just roll as a family, how does that?
Man, honestly, like for someone that thought, like from the ages of 16 to probably 21, 22, because so my first son was to a different mother,
Yeah.
I'm not with her anymore. I always thought when I found my first, or my son's mum, first one, I always thought I'd found home.
Yeah.
Right. And then that got ripped away from me. So for all of these years, I thought I'd never have home.
Yeah.
I'd never have that family unit. And now I found it again with my fiance Courtney, and obviously my two kids.
Yeah.
And to have that realization that night, bro, like life was just so beautiful. You know, like we're doing such a basic thing, bro. I'm putting moisturizer on my face. The missus is brushing her hair or whatever.
Just the little things, eh?
You know, and the kids are brushing their teeth either side of us, just being kids, bro.
Priceless moments,
You know,
eh?
and I looked in the mirror and I just had some fucking shit-eating grin on my face, and she's looking at me like, what? And I'm like, I'm home. Like, this is it. You know, and like, bro,
Rich man.
man, honestly, like it doesn't matter for me. It doesn't matter where I am with my family. I know that I'm with my family. You know, it doesn't matter fucking rags to riches, bro. Whatever it is, I've got them and they've got me.
Yeah.
And I feel as though a lot of people in this world don't understand how fucking valuable that is.
Hey,
No
the
amount
richest
of
man in
money.
the world.
No amount of money in the world could
No way, bro.
buy that.
No fucking way. It's amazing, bro.
It's the stuff of dreams, eh?
100. Fucking oath.
That's what I want.
Hey, Chocky,
We'll get there.
you know, with raising your kids, I got a massive thing, bro. Because of the whole trauma situation and whatever. Like, do you find it hard to draw the line between? And draw the line, I mean, like, because we suffer, like you don't want to overdo for your kids, where you spoil them too much, and then it ends up blowing up in your face. You know what I mean? You make it too easy for them.
To some extent, yeah, 100%, man. I think I struggle with the same thing from time to time, but I think as of late, so my eldest, he's nearly 9.
Yeah.
He's starting to really push buttons.
Yeah.
Fucking really.
Yeah.
Ears are painted on, bro.
Yeah.
And I think now I'm stepping back from being that too nice.
Yeah.
To coming back to, hang on a second, man, you need to start listening.
Yeah.
Like I've taught him about accountability, and I've taught him in some pretty hard ways in terms of like he's done shit. And I explained to him, I say, man, obviously in easier terms for a child to understand than what I'll say now, but I say to him, in life, if you're not accountable, you'll get nowhere.
100%.
You know, you'll end up being like the rest of everyone out here, and you don't want to be like them, you know? Obviously, I haven't said it like that. Or even the other day, I told him about lying. He lied to me. He lied straight to my face, and I fucking knew it. And I said, do you know what happens when you lie in this world? He goes, what? Put his head down. I knew he was upset. Like, I knew. So there's no point blasting him when they're upset, yeah? But I said, if you lie in this world, you get nowhere again. Like, you will not progress. People will not like you. People will see you for who you really are. And then what happens?
That's
You're
everything
stuck.
opposite to who you are, too.
Yeah.
Being honest. And,
100%, man. You've got to be true to yourself. You've got to be true and back your fucking truth to the end, man. Like if you stand on something and you believe in it and you know it to be true, don't let anyone fucking tell you otherwise. Because then what? Then you're letting all of your morals down because some other fuckwit is telling you, no, I don't agree. Fuck you. If you don't agree with me, don't talk to me.
100%.
Or we'll just move on and talk about something else, you know?
We addressed this on the last podcast with Charisma. People are so fake these days.
Bro.
Everyone's got a mask on. Everyone's put on this facade.
Everyone's in character.
Everyone's in character.
100%. Which is, I don't understand, man. How can you leave, like you wake up, you're all out of bed, you leave your house and put on a fake fucking character.
It's exhausting.
Yeah, fuck, that'll be every day, day in, day out. And people say this to me on Instagram all the time. You're just doing this for clicks. You're just doing this for views. No, I'm not. I'm telling you how I fucking feel about something, and you don't like it, so you're coming at me telling me.
Chocky, you can sort of get a gauge of the way their mind works from what they complain about.
100%.
So you just know what's wrong with his brain.
It's just victim mentality.
What are you saying this for? This, that? You're like, oh, did someone touch you when you were young? Yeah, that's what he's dealing with.
it's
cancelled.
Cancelled.
Don't worry, I got fondled as well. some dark humor.
It's like him
The
making
fact
black
you
jokes.
say fondled, bro, kills me every time.
See?
Fondled.
See? I
The
told you,
first time
bro.
I heard you say fondled, I said, no way he just said fondled
I
about
fucking
himself.
laughed at him. I felt
Bro.
bad, but I laughed.
I know, you
because-
apologise the next one, you're like, just to
Motherfucker,
make
you
it
can't say
clear.
that like that, bro.
That's a word.
But it's true, like dark humour, I heard you guys talk about this as well. Actually, I wanted to bring it up, right?
I was arguing with that cop. I shout out to her.
Yeah.
Get them batteries. I swear, it sounds.
Get the
It probably
fuck out.
sounds. It sounds like a barber in the bedroom. I bet.
Electric toothbrush there.
But dark humour, man, it's huge because I say to people all the time, if you don't laugh, you cry. Yeah, and one of my good friends, God bless her, she lost a daughter very, very young, right? And she makes some fucking really dark jokes, bro. Like I'm talking dark that they'll make a whole room just go quiet, like what the fuck, and she's giggling.
Yeah.
And I'm like, fuck me, like that's heavy, right? But it's a coping mechanism for people, man. And there's
100%.
nothing wrong with that. Like I think when people make dark jokes about their own experiences, that's fucking fine.
Yeah.
You know, and it is what it is, bro. There's nothing.
That's how I deal with it.
Exactly
all the
right, bro.
time,
You
yeah.
joke about shit, you know, like how you said on that first episode where you got fondled and you giggled about it.
Yeah.
Bro,
That's how
everyone
I do
starts
it.
laughing, you know. But some people will be like, "How the fuck does he find that funny?"
Yeah.
But like I say, man, if you don't laugh, you cry in life.
Yeah.
And there's no point being down in the dumps playing poor me pity party
Yeah.
because
100.
We need to normalize it, but bro, like it's you get looked at funny, man.
what if you get
If
fondled?
no, if you make
Oh, man.
If you
Yeah,
make
the
the
fondlers.
when
And the ones who got
dark
fondled.
jokes, when you make those dark jokes, you get looked at funny
Yeah, of
in certain
course.
scenarios, and it's annoying, bro.
It's but
Because it's so fun. Like it makes things better.
100%.
Having a laugh, you can't be angry when you're laughing. You can't be upset when you're laughing.
Exactly right. But it's,
You're laughing, you're
it's
happy.
political correctness now,
Fuck
bro.
yeah, fuck,
That's
don't
what
worry
it, that's
about
what
all
it is. You know, like you call someone a retard, like, you can't say that. Why?
Right, it's so weak
Man,
these days.
it's-
Eh?
with all
Everything's
these,
weak.
with all these legislations they're passing, all this stuff, and they're doing it under everyone's noses as well.
Yeah,
Free
half it.
speech has
Like,
a
there's
fucking...
always a distraction on whether it's
Free
footy
speech is
games or
paid,
this or that, and
Yeah.
then they're passing.
And then the time that we have left
Road
with
in
free
the
speech
Colosseum.
is limited.
Yeah.
It's limited, bro.
It's gone.
That's why everyone that
It's-
does.
I don't think it's quite gone yet, but it's going
This
pretty
is a
fucking
bill.
rapidly.
I think as we get closer to 2030, it's gonna start.
Oh,
declining.
bro, yeah. As soon as the digital ID,
Bro,
See you
'cause I've been
later.
telling everyone for
Wow,
ages
fuck.
ago. Once they get everyone on digital ID,
You're done.
digital currency,
you're done.
We're finished.
like what can't stop them from just cutting the power off? Everyone's money's gone.
100%.
Bang.
That's right.
That's
Not even that. They'll just lock you out of your own account.
Yeah.
My old man talks about it all the time. He goes, "Yous are all fucked." He goes, "You don't understand it." He goes, "To the people that don't get it," he goes, "You fucking say something wrong on your Facebook.
That's it.
You go to pay for something. Bum, bum.
Yeah, because I heard there's gonna be a point in time where they try to buy your physical money off you, the government. So fuck, we got some shitty times there.
Sort of like China with their rating system. They have Face ID,
Social identity.
everything,
yeah,
yeah.
yeah, yeah.
and they're you actually have a social score.
Yeah, that's
And
exactly
that
right.
social score dictates
Yeah.
what you're allowed to do. Your
Yeah.
buying power, your leverage, everything.
If you want to see where we're headed, just
Look at China.
Yeah,
Yeah,
look
but
at
you know
China.
what's crazy? Have you ever heard of the show Black Mirror?
I've heard of it, never watched it.
Black Mirror is a show. Every episode's its own sort of short film.
Mhm.
There's no connection between them, but they're all these like crazy futuristic concepts.
Yep.
Things that like no way that'll ever happen. Trippy shit, right? One of the episodes was a social rating based on humans voting up or down on you in real time,
We're
and
there,
it
bro.
affects your everything. And I'm like, bro, isn't that literally how China is?
China.
bro,
We're
they're putting
there.
it in our faces again.
That's what I'm
We're-
saying,
we're
bro.
there.
Bro, watch Black Mirror, you trip out.
well.
I'll send you a couple of specific episodes
Yeah,
to
do,
watch.
please.
Crazy, bro.
It's fucked, bro. Like we
Crazy.
said before, they will show you everything, and
Yeah.
they're showing us. Like, bro, the writing is on the
It's in
wall,
your face, yeah.
Yeah.
and people are just like not looking, you know,
Yeah.
because they're fucking stupid. They're too comfortable,
not
especially in
even-
this country, man. Too comfortable.
Comfort is hard times, hard men, right?
Weak.
Hard men, soft times.
Mm.
Soft times, soft men. It's a cycle, bro.
That's right.
And it's just too easy to sit at home and do nothing these
That's
days.
right. Like coming back to COVID, even on lockdown, man. You look at bottle shops stayed open. How do you make a society any fucking weaker than just give them unlimited alcohol on Uber Eats
Yeah.
to sit at
That
home and
was
be
so
pissed, bro?
intentional, bro.
100% it was.
I drank so much as well, just because
Right.
there's nothing to
It's
do.
all you
What
could
else
do.
you do?
You weren't even
Go
allowed
gym
to,
and go home and pick up a six pack.
you weren't even meant to go and train in parks, bro. They fucking cordoned off parks and shit
Yeah,
like that.
Yeah.
And they policed it, you know?
If you had more than two people in the car and you didn't live together, you get fined.
Bro, I literally done I didn't change anything about my life.
No,
I
I,
don't know.
didn't either.
Everyone is like telling me these crazy COVID stories, and I'm like,
Yeah.
I was
I
chilling.
didn't
to
even
be
get
honest.
jabbed.
I didn't.
was
No,
alright.
neither did I.
I didn't
Fuck
get
'em.
jabbed until way after.
Fuck the jab.
Yeah.
I got
Ah,
jabbed. I
fuck the
regret it
jab.
big time, bro.
I got two, but yeah,
I've
fuck
thrown
the
you under
jab.
the bus a few times, but Hannah, I've been telling you, bro. It's my mum.
Now we're taking other jabs.
Now I jab twice a week.
Yeah, me once every 2 weeks.
But yeah, no, I just.
And that's why I like people that like what you do, Chocky, you know what I mean? Can't say, like stand up against all this shit, bro. The reason I can't, bro, because I don't have the social battery to deal with this shit, bro.
Yeah,
It
you
takes
know
a
what I
lot
mean?
of
'Cause,
effort.
bro,
It takes a lot of
It can,
energy and
man.
effort.
Bruh.
Yeah.
100%.
Like
And
I
you
see
can't-
some of the cunts that come at you and my brother, and I'm like, fuck. And bro, your comebacks are fucking good. I laugh, bro. I'm like, fuck.
Funny cunt, bro.
And Chocky, you can't help but you get affected, like to some extent, you get affected by the comments.
Sometimes.
You have a
for
bad
sure.
day, you read one, and
Oh,
it fucks your whole day up.
100%, bro.
Yeah.
100%. And I think sometimes how the
I'd
fuck
be
am I
lying
gonna-
if I said it doesn't.
Yeah,
It does.
it does. But I mean, it doesn't get to us to the extent that they want it to.
Yeah.
You know, it's like, yeah, okay,
Yeah.
it revs me up, but at the same time, it's like, I'm definitely posting again tomorrow.
Yeah,
and I
fuck,
hope
I
this
know.
cunt sees it. And I hope he's triggered again. And I hope his fucking traumas come and punch him in the fucking head because he's a dickhead. You know, like if someone's triggered by something on social media, in my opinion, you are a fucking weak human.
You're either a female or a troll.
Right?
I
But
say it all the time.
I think there are parameters around this, right? So if someone's sharing their opinion and you're triggered by their opinion on the way the world is, there's something within you. But if someone is sharing, if someone's sharing something about like something that is quite touchy, right? Whether it be like you can look at Gaza, for example, right? There's a massive split there, and I'm definitely not going to delve into it because that's fucking very touchy. fucking
Political
ground, right?
religion is
We
Yeah,
just avoid.
100%, right? But either of those things, you see people go into them, and I can understand why people do react to that because religion, a perfect example, right? That is someone's way of life.
Yeah.
You're disrespecting someone's way of life off your
100%.
opinion. In my brain, leave them alone, man. If they're not doing anything to you, leave them the fuck alone.
It's when they start.
That's
to
why we
affect
never
you.
really go deep into politics or things.
Yeah, well,
Religion, because there's always someone in the world that disagrees.
that's right. And you know what? Each to their own when it comes to religion, bro. You do you. If it's not hurting me,
I don't need to shove it down your throat. You know
exactly
what I
right.
mean?
If it's not hurting me and it's not chasing kids, you're happy days, bro.
100%.
He taught me this when I first met him. He goes straight away. The first thing he said to me: "We're friends first. Your religion is separate. It's got nothing to do with the friendship.
Yeah.
You got a Muslim and a Christian, and I called him my brother.
Yeah.
You know, both of them, all
That's
four
right.
of them actually.
Yeah.
Fucking big coconuts.
Big coconut.
I
And
call
like
them my
by-
brothers, lad.
And like by religion, we're not
We're not
meant
supposed
be
to
associated.
mingle.
No, that's right.
Yeah, but I told him leave it at the door,
We
bro.
won't get into it. But yeah, he told me leave your religion at the door and come in. You're always welcome. I'm like, you know what? I fuck with that. He was straight up about it from the start. Now a lot of people might give you flack for that, but
100.
but
Bro, I see it on job
Right.
sites.
mind your fucking
Yeah,
business.
you see
You see it on job sites.
It happens everywhere, lad.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, it
You
happens
see it
everywhere.
all
bro.
the time, bro.
You breathe in the wrong way, and then everyone's hurt. for
Everyone's
some
like,
reason.
oh.
In my opinion, I agree with what you said with the whole you don't touch certain topics.
Yeah.
But you kind of have to think, bro. If I can say something and it ruins your whole day, how much power do I have over you?
Fucking heaps.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You could tell me, look, that situation in the Middle East right now, that would affect me, obviously, right? I got family in Lebanon
course.
that struggle with sort of things. It would affect me, but if we can make terrorist jokes, no problem.
Yeah.
Have a laugh, bro.
That's right.
You can't let words hurt you.
Mhm.
It doesn't work like that.
That's right.
Because then you go through your life, and every time someone says something, you're gonna break.
That's right.
Fucking good luck, bro.
Now, you know, now, what's your mentality like now in terms of things hurting you when people say them?
Never.
Yeah.
Like, don't get me wrong. Like we said, in terms of comments, like, yeah, they'll rev me up a bit.
Yeah.
But in terms of actually fucking like a knife
Doing
in the heart,
damage.
bro, how they used to be when I was young.
Yeah.
Bro, I used to get angry real quick. Someone would fucking say something, I'd click.
Yeah, you deal with it differently when you're healed.
100%, bro. Now it's like, all right, good on you. Like, there was something I saw the other day, and I'm sure you've all seen it. If someone's being rude to you face to face, if you pause and you ask them, are you feeling okay?
Yeah.
It fucking restructures the way that they're like, the tirade stops and they look within.
Yeah.
You know, and I think something for me, the biggest thing I learned, I used to have a massive temper, bro. Like, I fucking fly off the handle, blackout, no recollection of nothing. The biggest thing that I was taught by a mentor of mine is that if you can pause for that second and focus on where the fucking anger is brewing in your body, you'll calm right down.
Yeah.
And you can use your head instead of your emotion. And for me,
Bars.
for me, bro, like that was huge. Like when I started doing that and I learned how to implement it, like, man, I can track when I'm getting angry. Like I feel it in my guts, bro.
Yeah.
Then it's like a fire up my ribs. If it gets to my neck or my head, fucking get the fuck out of the way.
Yeah.
But now it doesn't tend to because I've learnt, like, I understand. So when someone comes at me, I think to myself, what's going on in their world?
Yeah, yeah.
9 times out of 10, it's a them issue, not you.
Exactly right, man.
Yeah.
People project all the time.
Always.
Always. And I think it's because people aren't educated when it comes to trauma and healing and so on and so forth. They don't
100%
think
Chocky,
they
man.
don't think they're projecting. They think
Nah.
that we're the problem.
So having conversations like this to a person that's not willing to face it, this is pussy talk.
100%,
They're
bro.
like, bro, he's a weak cunt,
yeah.
always talking about this.
That's right.
But really, there's a lot of
That's right.
unhealed fucking wounds that they want to do.
100%, bro. You look at a lot of criminals or a lot of people that do fucked up shit, right? 9 times out of 10, they're running from trauma.
Yeah. You talk about this in jail, it's like a pussy discussion. They're like, stop being a bitch, this and that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's right,
There's
bro.
a lot of fucking bad, fucking, you know what I mean?
Hey, Chocky, when you started your healing journey, yeah?
Mm.
How many mates did you lose?
Fuck heaps, bro. I lost more during COVID,
All-
to tell you the truth.
All of them, or
So I reckon I did a lot of the culling during COVID because I was one of those ones that went straight down the rabbit hole. I was posting every day, "These are all dumb,"
Yeah,
you know, and that sort of got rid of a lot of them, which I think helped open my eyes when I came out of COVID and I realized I was like, fuck, I went too deep down that hole, put me in a really bad headspace. But I came out and a lot of people had withdrawn from me. And I was like, okay.
why did so many people?
Oh, bro, it split best friends,
Yeah.
like relationships even, man. I'm not proud of it, but I fucking said to my missus, because my old man threatened to shoot me if I got jabbed, but I said to my missus, I go, look, if you get it, I can't go on.
Yeah.
And people are going to say, well, that's so small-minded.
That's how deep it was, eh?
But that's, man, at the end of the day, like, there's proof now that it crosses from one human to another, especially when they're intimate. Proof. Like, there's proof. It is all out there now. It's all out in the open. It's no longer a conspiracy. This is fact, right? And people will say, oh, you took her choice away. I said, no, I didn't. I gave her a choice. She can do that, but I didn't want to be part of it. But moving forward onto my healing and whatnot, so I'd cut heaps of people out through COVID. So then when it came to me healing, all I really had was a handful of mates, and they knew me for who I was, and they were happy to be there through whatever, because they were the ones that stood by me through me being a fucking batshit crazy
You know
cunt.
who's there for you,
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So in terms of that, and like even my best mate, man, God bless him, he's a fucking sick cunt. Shout out if you actually listen, Aiden. Fucking, when I first went sober the first time around, like, I'd still go to the pub with the boys, and the boys would try to feed me drinks, like the ones that weren't close. He'd be like, fuck off, leave me alone, you know?
Yeah.
So I surrounded myself with people that still stayed strong by me,
That's mad.
irrespective. You know?
That's a real mate.
That's a real
That's
mate, bro.
proper.
And I can count them on one hand, to tell you the truth. Like, man, I used to have heaps and heaps of friends. And I'm sure
bruh.
fucking when we're all young, bro, you got fucking 10s, 20s, you got fucking 100 people to call to come to a party. Now, bro, I could lean on probably 3 people, truly. And I mean, like, I could call them at any time,
They'll be
ask
there.
for anything, and they'll be there.
That's just the truth, bro.
Right, undies.
Not a lot of good people out
Bars.
there, man.
There's fucking
Especially
no
friends, especially.
And
none,
it
bro.
makes you realise how many people are like not only willing to help you out and be there when they need you to be there, but like, would you say like they're like dealing with their trauma as well?
Nah,
No.
not all of them.
No.
No. And I think I used to be one that would be somewhat nosy sometimes when I started to notice patterns of theirs or whatever. I'd be like, have you thought about this? Like, have you looked into it?
That's
know?
one of the healing tools. Eh?
Yeah.
You start to see everyone else.
Bro, you start to see all the issues. You see everyone's cycles of what they're going through, and you're like, fuck, do they realise? And I used to be a bit overbearing with it. Now I've stepped back because not everyone's ready to face it, bro.
Yeah.
And like, even with the people that I mentor in my coaching, I warn them when they start. I'm like, look, if you delve into something that's too much, I want you to tell me and pull the fuck back, because it can put you in a really, really fucking dark spot if you dive right back into something from your history or your past that you're not ready to fucking handle.
Yeah, because you have to go to some dark places, bro.
Bro, you've got to face the darkest corners
100%.
and just come to terms with it.
Like, to sit there and look at yourself's a hard thing to do, bro.
Bro,
And
looking
be honest
looking
and
in the
accountable.
mirror as a man and saying I've fucked up and I've been a piece of shit and all that, bro, it's fuck.
Because you got to sit there and
You gotta-
identify every flaw in your character.
Exactly, you got to
as a
pick
man.
yourself apart,
Yeah.
and you've got to say, this is fucked, this is fucked, this is fucked, this is fucked. How do I fix it?
Yeah.
You know, it's easy for me to say to you, Cash, you just acted like a dickhead. That can't happen again, you know.
Yeah.
But it's harder for me to look in the mirror and say, righto, Chris, you just fucked up.
Yeah.
What are you going to do about it? You know,
Yeah.
it's so much easier to pull up someone else when you got to pull yourself up, bro.
Yeah.
Fuck, man, it hurts.
Totally different.
It's humbling, bro.
Yeah.
Very humbling.
Bro, and it's the reason I was asking if anyone that you were hanging around was healed, because me personally, bro, for someone that hasn't faced their trauma, I can't be around them.
Really?
Like, look, I say that humbly as well, but
Yeah.
because I see the cycles that they're going through,
it sort of like makes me feel like a certain way.
Uncomfortable?
Not uncomfortable, but like
I feel like it makes you
I don't want to be around
more
that
likely
type of.
to go back into your rhythm.
Nah, not really. But
Nah?
I just don't want to be around that type of personality.
Yeah, right.
I
know,
don't see
some
that as
people
a
are
bad
different.
thing.
No, I'm trying to like I'm.
you know when you've healed from a certain level and then you can't be around a
Oh,
certain
yeah,
crowd.
yes.
That's what I mean.
Yeah, 100%. I think now, like,
Not looking down. You know what
no,
I mean?
100%,
yeah.
100%. I think to some extent, like, I think if some friends that I have, I'd happily catch up with them or
Yeah, yeah.
whatever, go for a coffee, go for lunch,
Yeah.
whatever. But 9 times out of 10, with said friends, like, it's going to end up at a pub, they're going to have a fucking bender, whatever it
yeah.
is. And I think to myself, fuck, what am I going to do for
Yeah.
fucking 4 hours, you know? And that's no hate on them. Like,
Yeah,
everyone's on their own journey, man. And I, like, even though currently I am fucking stone cold sober, I don't judge people that do.
Yeah.
You do whatever the fuck you want to do,
100%.
right? And if it turns into an issue one day, I'll be there to help you out of that,
Yeah,
right? And some people are able to have balance. Some
Yeah.
people can have moderation.
Yeah, I can't.
Yeah,
do
I
that.
fucking can't, bro.
I can't,
There's
bro.
no moderation for me. I was one
My
beer
addiction's too
turned to
much.
12 beer. There's a
Yeah.
bloke on the way to drop shit in my mailbox, and we're on.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Half that day, you're not seeing anyone.
That's right.
Put it in the mailbox.
Blinds are closed, bro, and it's just, you know, and
Yeah.
that there's no moderation for me. Whereas, man, I've got mates that they can go and have 2, 3, 4 beers, go home, go to work the next day, go to the gym, and they're happy days.
Do that
Oh,
shit.
Bro,
I'm
no
exactly
way.
the same, Chocky. I'm all in or nothing.
That's
I
right.
don't have a drug problem or a drinking problem. I used to, but if I have a beer, it just opens the door up to everything.
Exactly
And
right.
we're getting on it for a week.
Yeah,
But yeah,
that's right.
yeah.
And when you start, you can't
I
stop.
just
bro.
understand what you're saying now. I feel like it's got to do with not giving too much of yourself to those people.
Yeah, 'cause it's
That'll pull
draining
you back down.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And like sort of limiting your exposure is what you're saying. It's
Yeah.
not like you don't like them. It's like what he said. You're not going to go hang out with them while they're
Yeah.
doing what they do.
Mm.
A lot of people in my old circles, they used to bring me down. I didn't even realize.
Just fucking energy.
Didn't even realize
drainers,
energy
yeah.
vampires. That I didn't even realize.
Yeah.
And you look now, and it's like ever since I stopped seeing certain people, I have progressed.
Yeah.
I get what you're saying
100%.
now. I understand it.
You know that saying, Chocky, like, takers, they recognize givers. You know what I mean? Like, and if you're giving your side of yourself, and I used to do that a lot, bro, because I was neglected. I used to look at acceptance through the most stupidest shit, bro.
Yeah.
Like, I used to make sure people used to like me, bro. Even cunts I didn't even like myself. I'm like, bro, why the fuck does it matter to me whether this cunt likes me or not? Like, I used to fuck with my,
Yeah,
life.
you used to fuck with
Chocky, we go through life doing that, eh?
Yeah, fuck
Trying to
right.
get acceptance from everyone.
100%.
I
Especially
found it in the street. You would have
with-
found it with the boys
Yeah.
partying.
with neglect and abandonment and shit like that, bro.
Yeah.
You look for validation almost. You
Uh-huh.
look for that home. You
Yeah.
look for that safe space.
Yeah.
That's how it impacts your life, eh?
Exactly right, man. And that's why you end up in shit positions, because people see that. They take
Yeah.
advantage of it, man. Like I noticed the house I grew up in St. Ives, man, like we used to have massive parties. That was the house, right?
Yeah.
My parents moved away, bro. Half the people dropped off. The house went. And like people can say what they want, but fuck, you look at it through my perspective, you look
Yeah.
at it from my perspective. To me, it was just a house that people could party at.
Yeah, bro.
Yeah.
You know,
Fucking
and it was just me looking for that acceptance of a crowd.
Bro, 100%.
You know, and like, don't get me wrong, boys out of that group now, like I'm still friends with, like
Yeah,
we still say hi, how you
Yeah.
going, whatever, have a chat. But the rest of them, man, fuck, I don't hear from any of them.
It's saying that it feels like would you say trauma would make you a giver?
Probably, yeah.
Yeah.
I reckon so, 100%. It changes who you are, man. Like, obviously, depending on what the trauma is, like you can go to either extreme. Let's say you've had like severe sexual assault against you or whatever. It makes you withdrawn. You become
Yeah.
scared of the world. Yeah. But on the other hand, if you've had something like abandonment, neglect, or whatever that may be, what happens is you look for that home.
Bro, you
So
crave validation.
You give to
man.
try and look
Overgive,
for that
bro.
acceptance and for that love that you're yearning for. But you're never going to find it there, bro. It's empty.
You gotta find it within yourself.
You got to find it within yourself first. And I know it's fucking. It sounds so gay. Like
It sounds
you see-
cheesy, but
It's
not
cheesy
really.
as you got to love yourself first before you can
Yeah.
love others properly, man. It's true.
100%.
Fill your
Yeah.
cup before you can fill others.
100%, man.
Because then what are you going to fill it from? If your
Nothing.
cup's
You're
empty?
pouring from a fucking empty cup. You
And
got nothing there.
that leads to my next question, Chocky. The importance of
Give me the question, man.
He's good
Yeah,
with this
sorry,
shit.
huh?
He incites thought, bro.
Fucking going.
When we used to see each other once a week religiously. We still see each
Yeah.
other a lot, but this was a special kind of meeting. It was like we'd record, but during that whole process, we just question shit and just like he incites thought very well.
Yeah, I
This is
like
why
it.
when there's guests, bro, Timmy, do what
Timmy's
you
the
gotta
man.
do, brother. I'll chime in whenever, but you do what you gotta do.
Mo's going to
cuz.
come out next week and say, oh, I spoke 4 words, guys. Leave me
That
alone.
was
Shut
this
up,
with
bro.
the other guy.
Who is this chocolate cunt? Fucking
I didn't
hell.
even get to talk to him.
No,
I hope the mic's fucked up.
It's good, bro. It's
Hey,
good.
they better
This-
fucking not,
This
Mo.
is what we need, bro.
Hey.
No,
Yeah,
come on, cuz.
Come on,
It's
cuz.
Momo Media here.
Momo Media. Shout out Momo Media.
Momo Media voice.
Anyway, Timmy,
Sorry, bro. What was
back to your question.
Yeah, the importance of celebrating yourself.
Yeah.
Like, you know how they say as a man, like, you've got to make sure you're in tune first, being the head of the household with your kids.
Yep.
And then you can give yourself to
100%.
the family, bro.
Agreed.
Explain to us, bro.
Go where you're celebrated, not where you're tolerated.
Oh, bars! Yes, that was a good one, brother. Man, I reckon it's huge. Like, I think the biggest thing that I see, especially with dads that I work with, right? They don't do anything for them. Ever, right? So how the fuck, as a dad, how can you work, let's say you're in the mines or you're fucking in construction, 60, 70, 80 hours a week, right? You got to go home and you got to be a dad. Then you got to be a partner as well. You got to help around the house. But you've got nothing to celebrate yourself for.
100%.
You know, like, and a lot of men in this day and age, they think, oh, well, I'm doing the hard yakka because I'm working. Bro, how can you celebrate working? Unless you work a job that you fucking genuinely love, which is very, very difficult to find people to do that in this day and age, you're not doing anything for you. And that's why, like, I get a lot of dads, I'll say, look, man, go to the fucking gym 1 day a week, bro. Do something for you.
For yourself.
Do something that fills your cup so you can celebrate your wins. Like,
100%.
don't get me wrong, there are milestones in every household. You know, your kids start to walk, your kids fucking get out of nappies, bro. Your kids start eating solids. Your kids go to school. They're all milestones, but you're not celebrating yourself. You're celebrating for your children. 100%. You know, your missus gets a promotion, whatever it may be. Men don't have, a lot of men, I'll say, don't celebrate themselves at all, man. And it leads to a massive meltdown within the family unit, bro, because a man that's not happy within himself will then put that onto his missus. And from there, they end up putting it onto the kids. So, like, for myself, man, my routine is I wake up, crack of dawn every morning before my kids wake up, and I will go to the gym. And that's just my time, bro. I silence the world, I fucking put my headphones in, and I just lift weight.
That sets the tone for the whole day in the family.
Bro, if I miss my gym, holy fuck.
I'm the same, bro.
The world is melting around me, bro. Everything's fucked. And it sounds so dumb, but it's just routine now, bro.
Self-care routine.
It's life.
100%.
You know?
It's got to be done, man.
100%. It's like how chicks go get their nails done, they get their hair done, it makes themselves feel good. Bro, for me, it's going to the gym and moving
You
weight.
train so much, don't put makeup on that.
Bro, 100%, bro. And people, like, I used to be ashamed of it, Chocky, bro. My cunts used to call me a gym junkie. You know what I mean? Like, what are you going to the gym for, bro? Come kick back with the boys, you know? It's Friday night, bro. Relax. You're always in there, like, let loose. But they didn't understand the severity of what I was going through in the mind battles, bro. Because whenever I used to, like, suffer from, like crazy shit, 20 kilos was always going to be 20 kilos to me, bro. 100%. Wouldn't change, bro. It was always in the same place, the same spot.
Exactly
the same, the gym was in the same area, whatever.
It's always talking dirty to you, bro.
100%, bro.
Oh, brother.
You know what I mean?
No, 100%.
And I'd always go there. I'd always find myself in my darkest moments, but my darkest times, but I'd always be in the gym.
Bro, I remember, it's a bit off topic in terms of celebrating yourself as a man and whatever, but in terms of facing dark times, I remember, I think it was the day after I found out one of my mates took his own lives, bro. I went to the gym the next morning, man, and like a song come on that just reminded me of him. And I fucking started bawling my eyes out while lifting weights. And I thought to myself, like, my old coping mechanism was going to go get on a bender, get fucked up, not be awake the whole next day, sleep through it, feel really sorry for myself, be more upset. But there was something sort of beautiful out of what happened there. Like, I was crying in the fucking gym, bro, at 7 a.m. prime time. Everyone's looking at me like I'm fucking crazy. But to me, man, it was...
At the end of the day, we're all human, bro.
That's right. And I was dealing with it, you know, and that's what so many people don't get. But coming back to what you said about being a gym junkie, right? Bro, what are blokes called that go to the pub every day? You know, like they don't consider themselves alcoholics. They say, "Oh, I'm just hanging out with the boys."
Alcohol is just as bad as ice.
I agree.
It's the same.
But a lot of people don't have the sack to call themselves an alcoholic if they drink every day. But not only that, they'll put a label on everyone else doing stuff that's good for them. Like your mates labelled you, you're just a gym junkie. Why the fuck are you always at the gym?
100%.
Because you want to better yourself. Why are you out fucking at the pub? What do you want to do? You want to get pissed again? You know, like.
Fucking know. And
I feel as though so many blokes, it's just not ticking, man. You know,
It doesn't, bro.
Alcohol drinking culture in Australia is big, bro.
it's fucked,
Massive.
bro.
I've spoken about it like 3 times and no one agrees with me.
No.
This is the first time I'm saying it on the potty.
It's fucked, bro.
Aussie drinking culture. Actually, no, I said it before. Aussie drinking culture is huge. It's so big.
I reckon as well, man. The drug culture now is ridiculous.
Yeah.
From being in construction for just shy of Cranes, it's just shy of 10 years.
It's so
you were the odd one out if you didn't have a bender on a long weekend.
Yeah, it started. It started after after 2010.
Right.
That's when the drug taking was.
It's
Bro,
fucking wild.
We
man.
are like the 3rd highest consumer in the whole world of cocaine.
Which is fucked because it's so expensive here.
Exactly.
You know, and people
100%.
complain
We
about not being
consume
able
more
to
than
afford
Colombia.
groceries, but you can get a bag on the weekend. So fuck yourself.
One bag is your whole week's shop.
That's why. Yeah, that's why a lot of the cartels are targeting Australia.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's so easy to get contacts over there
bro.
because they're just looking for
they're
people
looking
to
for-
land
yeah,
shit. Yeah,
Allegedly. One bag is your whole week's shop, bro.
That's
We'll cut that out.
But yeah, it's ridiculous, man. Like, we are a massive consumer of it, but it's so expensive. But like I said, you got people complaining about living expense, bro. Look at what you're doing on a
Hard,
weekend,
bro. It's also like, think of the population density. We're like the lowest
Yeah,
population density and the highest consumers. It doesn't make any sense,
It's
bro.
insane, man. It's insane.
It makes no sense.
Hey, Chocky, see, we've you know, we're talking about like celebrating yourself and that. I can sort of understand, like playing devil's advocate. Like, you know, us as men, we're wired to provide.
Yeah.
And bro, like I left my job, so I was doing warehousing for a bit, bro, for over 10 years. And bro, the amount of talent that I've seen in that warehouse, bro, from just people that just had kids,
Yeah, bro.
suffered injury from whatever sport they were playing, and just like diminishing themselves, like just clocking in every
Wasted
day.
potential.
You know what I mean? And I felt like that's what's driving our drug culture and our fucking the alcoholism. You know what I mean?
100%, bro.
Just them going against like themselves.
Yeah, they are.
You know what I mean?
It's you're exactly right, man. They feel as though providing is all they need to do, but they lose sight of themselves.
Yeah, and they lose themselves, bro.
So then, when you're a man that loses yourself, man, what are you going to do? You want to numb your pain.
Yeah, yeah.
And fuck,
Self-medicate.
what's the easiest thing to do in
Yeah.
Australia, bro? You go to the pub. What's the
100%,
second
bro.
easiest thing to do? Dial a dealer.
Yeah,
You
and
know,
It's right in front of your face.
It's
bro.
literally, they push it. At this point, man, like, it's the easiest option.
yeah.
Or you get fat as fuck. You know, like there's another whole thing about being well and truly overweight, like being
Yeah.
obese, bro. You're running from something.
Yeah, yeah.
I don't give a fuck what anyone says. Like, yes,
100%,
food is an
100%.
addiction, 100%.
Yeah.
Like, I won't downplay that. Food can be an
Yeah, yeah.
addiction, but you are running from something.
Yeah, yeah.
You know,
Fat
like,
people are selfish. To be
100%,
to be blunt, to be bluntly honest, bro.
Yeah.
They're selfish cunts.
100%. And
Stop eating donuts, cunt.
And the fuck thing about it is, in this day and age with social media as well, they try and normalize being fat through body positivity.
Yeah, bro. Like models, have you seen how big the models are?
Someone explain to me. Someone show me where the fuck it is healthy and safe to be obese.
Yeah.
Show me where it increases your longevity. Show me where you will fucking be happy in 20 years if you stay on that trajectory. Bro, imagine being so fat you couldn't fucking plant your ass on this chair, right?
Yeah.
There are people out there that are.
Oh, you
Yeah.
can see your dick when you piss.
Yeah.
That's scary.
That's fucked.
Bro, you lift your hands up, your gut falls out the fucking bottom
Yeah,
of your
bro.
shirt. Bro, forget about it.
That's crazy.
Hey, Chocky, I got a question for you. In your opinion,
Mm.
what's one of the main struggles for men in this modern era?
There's no support.
Yeah.
None.
There is.
I agree
Chocky.
with that.
Chocky
Mate,
on Instagram, baby.
No. Look, let's be real. No, there's
Bend us to barbell.
They bend us to barbell.
For a small price of no. Get your own very big chocolate man.
Nah, there's no support, bro. There's none. Like, I don't know if you saw the reel or if the viewers haven't. I did a reel the other day about a bloke. His name's Jared Purcell. He runs a podcast of his own called, fuck, I'm gonna forget this, bro. I'll come back to it.
Do you want me to look it up?
Yeah, please.
One sec. Instagram.
Fuck is it? Broken Fathers or something like that.
Yeah, yeah. I know which one you're talking
Yeah,
about.
yeah. So he's an ex-military man, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Went and served overseas, went on tours,
Yeah.
ended up getting a stripper pregnant. This is his words, so I'm not disrespecting. She was abusive.
Mm.
There was a DVO placed on her. She then spun stories to the police one night saying that he was going through a PTSD moment, ex-military. He was going to fucking drive the car off the cliff with the baby inside it, so on and so forth. He now hasn't seen his daughter in, someone will have to fact check me, but possibly 2 years, right?
That is so fucked.
Where's the support? Where's the support for a man that did not do what they're allegating, what's been alleged, right? And to top it off, in court, in the family court of New South or whatever in Australia, they labelled him a fucking trained killer, not an ex-serviceman. Make that make sense, right?
There's
and then
so many cases like this.
and then you look into domestic violence, right? Domestic violence is a massive one in Australia right now. Because yes, there are heaps of women dying, but how many men are fucking victims of DV in Australia, and what do we fucking hear about it? You know, and I'm not taking anything away from the women that are victims, but there's a massive divide in terms of the fucking extreme feminists coming in saying fuck every man and their fucking dads. Yous are all the same when we're not.
You really do suffer in silence, bro. There's a lot of shit that women get away with.
100%.
And some of these women need to be convicted for this.
I agree. I agree.
There's a lot
And
of
like
bullshit going on, bro.
you look, man, look at men's mental health. Look at how many men kill themselves in Australia. Like Mo, if you want to get the numbers up, I don't know exact numbers, but you look at how.
Pull up what I said,
I already got it.
Stats,
Those stats?
Yeah.
You look at how many men kill themselves in Australia, right? And then you got to think, what portion of men are doing this due to alienation from their children? I reckon it'd be a lot more than they're willing to fucking admit.
Yeah.
Man, after I did that video about Jared, my inboxes on both TikTok and Instagram were full of blokes with stories, man. Some of them dead set made me tear up.
Broken women weaponizing children.
Exactly right, bro. And it's not right, man. You should never use a child as a pawn. If you are keeping your child from a parent that is not fit to be a parent, power to you. You're doing the right thing, you know? But if they are fit to be a parent and they want to see their child, let them see their kids,
you've got junkies in I don't know what area, and they're dragging a baby along with the trolley, and it's got shit running down its back. I don't know what, and she can have her kid, but this bloke that's broken inside can't see his kid. It makes no fucking sense at all.
And you know what? It's so insane to think, right? This is a guy that is, like, for want of better words, look, he said that the courts have acknowledged this. He's an ex-serviceman. He is a trained killer, right? To see him break down on social media to try and tell his daughter happy birthday, how broken do you think someone is? Like, this is someone that is trained to go in and do the world's hardest job, man. You look death in the face every day you're out overseas doing whatever it is you do.
Bro, and the chick played it perfectly.
She played it perfectly, bro. PTSD. He's fucking crazy.
It's taken serious, that type of shit.
Of course. It's putrid, bro. It's disgusting.
Using trauma for trauma.
Literally. But it's
I pulled up the statistics for you.
Yeah.
Of the over 3,000 lives lost to suicide each year, approximately 75% are males.
There you go.
75%. This is all Australian.
Yeah.
Data on male suicide is released every year by the Australian Bureau of Statistics. A total of 2,419 men died by that method in 2023 alone.
It's insane, bro.
That is, 18 deaths per 100,000 compared to 795. So 5.8 per 100,000 for women and 18 for men.
It's insane. That
is crazy, bro. And the suicide, I can't say that word. I've got to remember to cut that. Unaliving rate.
Unalive.
It says 12.6 per 100,000. So it's gone up from 12.6 to 18 from 2019 till now.
There you go. And it's just going to get worse, bro, because there's no support.
That's actually a very good point.
Check the comment section. And this is actually whole nother topic, but did you know that the comment section that you see is not the comment section that I see or the comment section that someone else sees?
Yeah, it's different for everyone, isn't it?
It's tailored, yeah.
I believe so.
It's tailored via an algorithm to you.
No way.
Yeah, that's why you always feel like everyone agrees with you in the comments. Have you noticed that?
That's crazy.
You have to scroll to see a difference of opinion, right?
Go on someone else's account, bro. You get a
Yeah,
real
it's
shock.
crazy, bro.
Like, what are we doing on Earth at this point, bro?
Hard, bro.
Everything is against us, bro.
We're slaves to everything. But
that's right.
My point of bringing that up is, if you look at women's comment section, bro, it's so supportive.
100%.
It's crazy. I was on my sister's TikTok the other day, and I'm like, bro, what the fuck is this La La Land you guys are living in, bro? Are you serious?
Yeah.
And you go on my TikTok, and it's like, bro, this fat slob should just go this, and that. And
Men tear each other down, bro.
Yeah, bro.
Which to me doesn't make any sense. Like, men are out to get other men, and it's almost like they're trying to assert dominance, but what you're doing is looking like an absolute fuckwit.
In the wrong way.
Exactly, bro.
You're doing it the wrong way, bro.
The strongest men
100%.
are the ones that
They
are strong
raise
enough to
other
pull
men.
other men up with
That's
them,
right,
bro.
man. That's right.
You're not strong if you pull yourself up. Anyone can do a pull-up.
No.
I'm fucking overweight, 20 kilos,
Too
I can do a
many-
pull-up, cuz.
Too many want to be alphas and not betas.
Yeah, bro.
Exactly right, man. You know, and I don't really understand that. I actually saw something the other day. It was an AFL player who stepped down for mental health, or some sportsman in Australia, right? And the comment section was like, if he was still getting paid, he'd be playing. Like, how can he be doing this when he's a professional sportsman? Blah, 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 blah. And you think, like, are these cunts actually, like, you're dealing with someone that has had the sack to come out and say, I'm struggling.
Yeah.
I need a break. And all the men are just coming at him.
Hey, Chocky, explain to these cunts, like, how important it is to you that you deal with your mental health.
Fuck, bro.
And your past traumas, all that type of stuff.
It's a must. Because if you don't, and like you have said before, it'll chase you until the day you fucking die. It'll never, if you never face your traumas, if you never look into yourself, you will never get to that next level of being, and it will always be there.
Unlimited stamina, brother.
Yeah, trauma never runs out of stamina.
Duracell battery bar, let's go.
But just a bunny.
No way, bro. It's a full Energizer bunny. It'll always catch you. And this is even back to Ash from Redwood, right? He says to me, he goes, for every day you're sober, your demons are doing push-ups. They're getting ready for you. They're getting ready for you to snap, right? They're getting ready. They're waiting. They're getting stronger. And if you stop working on yourself, they're going to keep getting stronger. And one day it's going to come to a head. Yeah. And you either break or you get stronger quickly, right? Yeah. It is an absolute necessity, man. And the biggest thing about traumas, which people don't understand, is that it's reflected by the people you attract. Yeah. So in terms of, you look at relationships, you attract a reflection of yourself to some extent. Yeah. You know, you may have had different traumas, but some of the behaviors, some of the behaviors, man, like even with me and an ex of mine, bro, I was fucking broken, she was broken, it was toxic as fuck. Yeah. And until I got told that we attract a reflection of ourselves, I didn't understand that. I was like, oh no, we're both just fucked up. Yeah. And then my mentor, she's like, no, she goes, you brought that in. Like you welcomed it with open arms. If you don't face it, man, you've got to be ready to face it, right? But you've got to come to terms with the fact that you're fucked up first. Some people never will. Yeah. And it is what it is. But if you start to see patterns, do something about it.
I agree.
What's your opinion on the false accusations?
With
any domestic violence, rape charges, all of it. Should the women, what should happen to these women, bro?
I reckon a custodial sentence, man.
100%,
What's the custodial sentence,
bro?
Fucking jail.
Go to fucking jail. Go straight to jail. Don't pass go. Fuck your $200. You're in.
Jail or the death sentence, straight out. So many boys are in jail, bro, wrongly accused of shit they didn't do.
Especially look at it this way, right? I actually had this bloke.
The law is always in favour of women.
That's right. I had a bloke reach out to me and he said I had a false accusation rape charge put against me.
You know, as a man, whether it's false or not, it still does the same damage.
Exactly. And that was what he was telling me. He goes, I lost all my friends. He was fucking flogged in jail, like over and over again. Like he goes,
that's sad,
I'm lucky to be fucking alive. And he goes, it all got acquitted. He goes, my lawyer fucking proved it wrong. And he goes, it was all thrown out. He goes, I did not fucking do it. He's like, he swore on his family. Obviously, look, I'm taking a random's fucking word off the internet. But bro, from the recount that he's given, like who the fuck's going to go out there? He didn't ask me to clear his name. He didn't ask me to do anything for him. He's like, I just need to tell my story to someone. Yeah. And bro, that's fucked. Like that stays with you forever, man. Like if you go to jail and you're known as a rapist, what happens?
They fucking send you, bro.
You know,
you're not gonna make it out of their life.
You know, and then you come out and that still haunts you. And let's be realistic with the way the mainstream media works.
They're not gonna paint that, right?
They're not gonna fucking do that. They'll put it out there that you're a fucking rapist and you fucked up,
and it'll disappear.
But then you get acquitted, bro, and it's.
No one defends you.
Yeah, because they got to be held accountable if it's shown on the fucking media.
Exactly right.
Anything that pushes against the mainstream media's narrative, bro.
I bet you didn't get compensated for that either.
No, of course not, bro. Why? You know?
I've got some data here on false allegations, gender bias, male victims.
Yep.
So the current anti-male gender stereotyping must stop. Males are significantly represented in the victims of insignificantly represented in the victims of domestic and family violence. And that is this is written by a 3-year-old. What the fuck? Hold on.
Cash, what are you doing writing articles?
No.
That's why I don't write them.
Sorry, male sufferers, men who have experienced partner violence.
You had a big romp, bro, before you.
Hello, the cat.
He does.
I've been waiting for it.
Oh, bro. People come to this shit. Men who have experienced partner violence are 2 to 3 times more likely than women to have never told anybody about it.
Mm-hmm.
Another aspect of identifying male victims is that the men may not realize that they are in an abusive relationship because of the issue of domestic violence has historically been framed as one in which women are the victims.
Exactly.
So you could be in that situation, not even know it, because all these support networks are in place for women, which like obviously they can just Google, but all these support networks are in place for women, never the men.
But at the end of the day, our pain threshold is higher. We're men, bro. Like,
Okay, but you got to realize enough's enough, bro.
yeah, 100%.
Like it should be, if they really want equal rights,
Yeah.
that takes away all of their fancy privileges.
Fuck,
bro.
we
What's your
suffer
view
as
on that?
Equal rights. In what aspect though?
Huh?
In what aspect? In every aspect?
Yeah,
In every aspect. all across
umbrella
the board.
term.
It's one of these things, bro. Like, in my opinion, fuck, people aren't going to like this. I reckon there's equal rights all around. Like, yes, there's pay differences, there's issues here and there, right?
No.
But that is within sectors.
Pay gap doesn't exist. It's a myth.
It is a myth?
I can prove it.
All right. Well, you're Mr. Statistics, so I believe you, right? But, I mean, no, I'm serious. Like, I'm not being a smart ass. I believe you. But, like, look, where I've worked in cranes and construction, bro, there's no pay gap. And the women are fucking harder than half the men.
Yeah.
Bro, there's a chick that I worked with ages ago who was in cranes. She's now moved.
Unfortunately, yeah.
Bro, she was a mad chick, right? If she caught any dirty cunt staring at her fucking ass or whatever, she'd turn around and say, "You fucking right?" Every bloke head down.
Yeah.
You know, so I think this equal rights thing, it's hyped up by the people that think that they're hard done by.
Yeah.
You know, bro, women have fucking equal rights. If you want to go out there and you want to be a hustler, female hustler, bro, you can.
There's an agenda behind it.
100%. It's the same
exactly
thing.
right.
It's fucking, bro, it's retarded. It comes from the pro extreme feminists, like I said before, that hate men. They want equal rights. All right, what do you want? Like, what is it that they're actually chasing?
Do you know what?
It's like who hurt you, bro?
No, it's not even that. Like, do you know what it is? Women are delusional. These women that you're talking about specifically.
Yeah.
Sorry, not all of them. Those women are
I was about
delusional.
to say, that's fucking
No,
blanket,
no, no,
bro.
no.
That's a big fucking
Cancelled!
This is what I mean. I always say it wrong. Anyway, those women are delusional.
I agree.
They don't realize that all these systems that are in place that allow them to speak the way they want to and be represented to such big audiences and all these things are all luxuries that they have that
Like
we
the
don't.
system's made to protect them.
Exactly my point.
Plain and simple, bro.
Women have actually reduced their status by pushing for all of these things, right? I'm not taking away from obviously they should have been able to vote the whole time. They should have been able to drive the whole time.
100%.
Things like basic shit like that is just stupidity.
I agree.
Anyone that's still debating that is stupid.
Yeah,
Okay? Because we're not talking about that
we're not
anymore.
there.
Right.
We're well past
We're
it.
well past that. And these are still fighting for it. Like they can't drive to fucking Woolies and buy fucking cucumbers that they go and make videos with and make more than everyone else anyway. You know what I mean? Like you've got the ability to do whatever the fuck you want, bro. Just go do it and shut up about it, bro.
You can.
Seriously.
You reckon that's part of the agenda behind emasculating men as well?
It's divide and conquer, bro.
Yeah, it's the
You
same, mate.
take the
Empower the women,
Take
take
the
away.
women away from the men, you're dividing them, and then they turn on each other, which is exactly what happens on social media.
Yeah,
bro.
bro.
Like there's a page that's very pro extreme feminism that I follow, and the lady that's behind it, all power to her, she's doing the good thing, but the people that follow that page, bro, is a very toxic place, right? Yeah. And I've commented a couple of times on a few things saying how the system is broken, like it's not, and I get hit with, why are you commenting here? Like you're a man, you're one of these people. And it's like, no, and what they're doing, right, effectively is, why the fuck would I want to stick up for a community that won't look after me?
Yeah.
You know, like you think about that. Like as individuals, if someone comes to me and says, "Look, I've been a victim of domestic violence. I'd like to work with you." No worries, I'll come to you.
Yeah.
But if her organisation came to me and said, "We want to work with you," I say, "Get fucked. You're full of a bunch of people that don't like me because I'm a man."
Yeah.
They don't
Go have scissor kick sex.
they don't fucking care
The scissor
about.
kick society, huh?
They don't care about. They don't give a fuck about the fact that I'm happy to stand up for anyone that's been hard done by, right? Yeah. They hate me because I'm a man. And that's fucked, bro. And what happens, and it happens everywhere, bro. You look at religion, we're not going into it though, divide, and you conquer both sides.
100%.
You look at colour, bro, divide, conquer both of them.
It starts going from a feminist group to a hate group, eh?
Exactly right, bro. But imagine men coming out saying, we hate all women because one woman stabbed one man. Bro, how dumb would that be? Do you know what I mean? You put the shoe on the other foot and then wear the bad
That's
cunts.
a totally different message.
Exactly right.
How does that see what I mean? All these luxuries they have and they're still whinging, bro. It's crazy.
It doesn't it's just one thing that I really struggle to understand, that the women are so, they'll paint everyone with the same brush.
You know, there's actually a phenomenon right now and it's crazy and I'm so happy about it.
What is it?
There's a proper, all started from a random like Quora Digest question or something.
Yeah.
A woman asked, why are men not dating anymore? There is a massive phenomenon of women that are lonely because there are no men that want to date anymore.
Bro, social
Really?
media
Because
is
there are so many rules. Yeah, this is a big thing in the States.
social media has
In the
killed
States, yeah.
everything, bro.
Yeah. Why the news article read why men are not dating anymore. And all
Wow.
these women are sitting crying in the corner. No one wants me, blah, blah, blah. Look what the fuck you've been advocating for.
Yeah, well, that's true.
And you're out here preaching all men are the same and all men are shit.
Yeah, they're all
No
shit.
wonder no one wants to fucking talk to you. I bet you anything, the traditional women are all snatched up straight away.
100%.
And they're all happy,
100%.
right? Obviously, there's exceptions to everything.
Of course.
Shit can still be upset, whatever. But my point is the general consensus is
Yes.
the traditional women get snatched up before they're even 18 in
100%.
some cases.
Yeah.
Always
And they're
explaining
all
the man
happy.
that they don't have, eh?
Yeah.
A real man is this and this and that. Why don't you have it?
Yeah.
There you go.
Because you can't fucking get him. That's
Yeah,
why.
no.
Exactly, bro. Exactly. Because a real man that would look after his family like that, he's not going to fuck around being stepped on and mistreated by
That's
you.
right. That's
He's
right.
going to go get a woman that respects him and values him as a man.
Agreed.
We're all traditional males, can we agree?
Fuck no.
Okay.
100%.
Have you been in a happy and consensual relationship with a woman?
Yeah.
Okay. Then what the fuck's the problem?
Oh yeah. What are they talking
What
about?
are they
Yeah,
complaining
yeah,
about?
Yeah.
Well, we're traditional men and we take care of our women. We look after them. Anything happens, they can run to us for their problems.
Yeah.
We try to help them. We support them. We push them up. How many times have you pushed your missus up to go somewhere and like grow her business or grow something or whatever?
Always.
Always.
It's all we want for
So
them.
what the
We
fuck
want
are you
them to do
whinging
better.
about?
Yeah,
I don't
that's right.
understand it. If you can explain it to me, please do.
I think,
but-
look, the flip side of the coin where some women do come from, which I can understand, is that it goes into the toxic masculinity. It goes into men that are not really acting as men.
They're
They're
abusing
not
their power.
being on their true,
Yeah,
they're not standing on true business, you know?
Of course.
Fucking a lot
But
of them,
we'd
bro.
be the first ones to pull them up, but
I agree, but what then happens in turn is that women come out of their feminine energy and they go into their masculine energy. So they
I
become,
hate this shit, bro.
they become ball busters. They do, bro.
Yeah, bro.
I hate this
But
shit.
it's yeah.
But it's triggered hard. I get triggered hard, bro.
I saw that. No, fuck me,
I'm
then.
like, yeah, you want to hit dicks? Yeah, play your dick in it. Just start cock banging with us. Fuck
But
me,
it's fucked, man, because look, I won't say all of the time, but to some extent, whether it be trauma related, they're in a masculine energy, which can happen, man. But sometimes it is a weak man that has pushed a woman to a bad
To a
spot.
breaking point, yeah.
Yeah,
You
but
know?
I would argue that it's like chicken or the egg, right? Because there's certain women that broke the good guy. I was a
True.
really
I
soft
agree.
bloke, bro. I was very soft. I was a hopeless romantic when I was in my younger years.
You
I'm
cute
still young,
cunt.
but you know what I mean. All I want, yeah, I was a proper cheese dick, lad. Proper lad. And then one woman hurt me. One fucking woman hurt me,
Fuck
and
yeah.
I went on a spree, lad, of just
It's-
bitch after bitch
It's
after
what happened
bitch.
to me, bro. Yeah.
Chocky, it's funny
Yeah.
the way women work. Eh? They always overlook the good guy for the drug dealer, the popular dude. Later on in life, they're going back to the good
After
guy.
the train's
He's
been run
successful,
on
but
him,
he's moved on.
Then they come back to the good guy.
And that's,
Yeah,
you
he
know
was a
what,
good guy.
that's something I don't understand, right? The whole attraction to criminals. The bit that I do get is they like someone that pushes boundaries. They like someone that is happy to say, fuck you, I'll do what I want. Not to them, but to society, right? I understand that. But there are men out there that don't do crime that still live on that, you know?
Yeah.
And but then you hear the same women complain, oh, he's gone to jail. Or, oh, he fucking...
Do you know what they find
Yeah,
attractive
the
about
That's
it?
what you fucking signed up for.
In my opinion, what they find attractive about it, and I could be wrong, but it's they want a man that's respected by everyone. They don't know the difference between respect and fear.
Yeah,
That's
correct.
what it is.
Correct.
That's all it is, bro. Because women are attracted to the man that's respected. If your name holds weight and you're a big bad, whatever the fuck, women are gonna be attracted to you because it's like no one will fuck with him. He's respected. But they don't know the difference between respect and fear. If this bloke didn't have all the people around him and they all suddenly turned on him, no one's gonna give a
I
fuck.
reckon it's just I reckon women just like what's not good for them.
You reckon?
It could be, yeah,
100%.
to some
Glamorous
extent. Like,
lifestyle.
look, don't get me wrong, a lot of the broken women, or women that have been broken in the past, I should say, are the
They
ones
grab-
that tend to go for that.
They gravitate towards those type of men.
Yeah.
100%, because look, broken attract broken, and the criminal lifestyle feeds into what they want. They want the drugs, they want to escape, they want the money. They don't want the responsibility of a real life. They don't want to work a 9 to 5. They don't want their mister to work a 9 to 5. They'd prefer him to go for one drop off at once a week and he's making 50 grand, you know?
100%.
But it's fucked. It still makes me scratch my head. I'm like, I don't get it. But then you complain when he goes to jail. It's like, shut the fuck up.
Like you complain when he goes to jail or beats the shit out of you or gets caught cheating.
Yeah.
Yeah, hard.
What can you expect when you walk into the underworld? It's not the same rules
pretty.
as civilized, like civilian. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
It's different, bro. The game book is different. And women, I feel as though a lot of women don't understand that at all, and they think, oh, he's a bikie, he's covered in
They
tattoos.
see the fruits of living that lifestyle.
They see the flash.
Yeah,
But not
but
the
they
consequence,
don't see the actual journey. Man.
It's like what
Very
you said.
dangerous.
Do you remember when you were saying? I think 50 said it. You said They want like to be able to see from a distance, but they don't want to actually get into it. What was it?
I was saying hip
They're
hop's
the
like
safari.
Safari, yeah.
It's
You were
exactly-
saying that, yeah. That's
like they like
exactly
to be a part of the safari, but close enough to where they won't get hurt.
Yeah.
Exactly.
They're just watching from a distance.
They want all the benefits, but they don't want to do the
They don't want the
bad
smoke.
shit.
Yeah,
You know?
Hey, Chocky, I got another question for you.
Go.
This one's a very controversial one.
Here we go.
So, without being too descriptive,
Oh.
what's your views on the LGBT movement?
LGBT,
Don't leave out the
USD, HB,
QIA+.
Huh? Yeah. Anyway,
LGBTQIA+.
that movement and
Yeah.
their attack on children.
I think the movement as a whole, I have no issue with the movement. I have an issue with the individuals within the movement that are trying to infiltrate the movement and that community to then take after the children. So you look at things like this drag story time, drag queen story time. You have men dressed up in drag reading stories to kids in schools, in primary schools, bro.
Yeah.
You've got them pushing
How irrelevant is it? Like how
You've got them pushing books about not just like, it's no longer sexual education, bro. They're going like, they're talking about blowies, they're talking about anal, they're talking about men and men, women and women. And the way that I see that, yeah, bro, yeah. The way that I see this is
I thought I got away with it. Go on.
You'll never get away with it. Man. Even I heard that episode, bro. But
I'll explain the truth behind that joke later. After.
the way that I see it, right, is that there's nothing wrong with sexual education, right? If you want to teach children that there are
100%,
gays and there are lesbians and there are people that are trans, whatever, you know, you can teach them. But you don't need to teach them how the fuck they go about their business.
Yeah.
You know, what does that do to an innocent mind? It corrupts it straight away. And it's like, oh, fuck, I think you boys were talking about it on another episode of yours. You're talking about GTA as an example. You're corrupting young minds. You're getting angry, you can go shoot someone online, right?
Conditioning kids.
You're conditioning kids. And it's the same thing, right? They're making it a normal thing. How the fuck can you ask a 5-year-old what their pronouns are? You're not asking the kid, you're asking the parents. And it's not the parents' fucking role to tell a child what they are. You know, like, and it's funny, I'm not gonna name.
They're too young to be, like at the start of your age, look, at a young age, or you
bro,
can't even regulate emotion, they're teaching them that shit.
You can't think about that. You know, you don't, children are fucking children. They're born male or female. That is it, right? And if they want to change when they're 18 years old, you do whatever the fuck it is you want to do. Don't shove it down my throat. Don't shove it down my kids' throats. Like more so, like just leave the kids alone. It's as simple as that. Because when you lose children, in terms of when children lose their innocence, the whole world's doomed, bro.
Yeah.
Where do you go from there? What's next? You know, you're attacking kids. What the fuck's next?
They know exactly what they're doing, bro.
That's exactly right, bro. You split a family unit apart, right? You make the mum go back to work, the dad has to work because living's so expensive. Someone else raises the child, and whoever's fucking writing the education books,
Isolated them.
whoever's writing that book is what the child is learning. And you know what I find, man? I reckon most of the people that didn't listen in school are the ones that are aware of all of this.
They listen
Exactly.
outside of school. That's crazy. I never made that connection.
All the ones that listen
Chocky,
in
I
school, bro.
always thought about that, but I never said it out loud.
All the ones that listen in school, bro.
Everyone that
They're
I
the
know that has the
ones-
same mentality as us,
Yep.
not educated.
Nah, not at all, bro.
Yeah. My school stopped at fucking year 9. A lot of the
you,
other
brother.
boys
Yeah.
dropped out year 10. They
100%.
stopped at year 11.
Drop out?
No.
You graduate?
No, finished. They'll fucking finish that
What
shit,
a
bro.
hard.
No, when
We've
uni,
got a
motherfucker.
distinguished. We've got a distinguished
lucky you.
professor here, bro. Sorry, mate.
Professor Timmy.
Hey, see, I told him
That's
you
where all the
didn't
good
miss out on
questions-
nothing on this side of it, but
That's where all the good
Nah,
questions
but
come
like,
from, huh? That
look,
big
in
cranium.
terms of
they took the good apple.
in terms of majorities, bro. In terms of majorities, man. Like, if you didn't listen, you understand. You see what they're doing
Yeah,
because
fucking
you,
all out their
Never,
bullshit.
like at a young age, Chocky, I was never happy with who was telling me what to do. But,
bro.
that,
100%.
but because of the trauma and that transitioned into the street.
100%.
If I was taught different, it would have been like,
Yeah, but you know what? I reckon it's because we can call out their bullshit, bro.
Of course.
We can call
yeah,
out their bullshit.
that's just being a realist. eh?
Yeah,
Yeah,
bro.
that's right. That's right.
Hey, have you seen the documentary "What Is a Woman" by Matt Walsh?
No.
Bro, it'll change everything, man. It'll cement what you're saying
What I'm
right
saying.
now, but
Yeah,
it'll
yeah.
just show you even worse.
Yeah, right.
It'll show you the depths of things, bro. You have to watch it. Lad. I'll send it to you.
Yeah,
Bro,
please.
bro, crazy times. How old are you, Chocky?
29. Just turned.
Bro, you would have been. Bro, you would have said you would have witnessed it yourself, bro. Like, you know, with that whole, there's nothing against gays, but
Not at all.
back then, remember they were the minority,
100%.
and it was always like looked down upon, like
Yeah.
this bloke, you know.
Yeah, yeah.
But now, fucking, they're the majority, and if you say one word, bro,
Finished. Cancelled.
Bro, they're all fucking looking at you
You're
like
done.
a fucking, you know what I mean?
But there's a lot of people, there's a lot of gays that are just happy like within themselves, and they don't go around pushing the agenda.
So this is something interesting, right? That I did the other day with the LGBT flag, and I said, look, I want to make something very clear about this community. I don't hate anyone in this community. I don't stand against the community. I stand against what they're doing in terms of children and who they,
watched that
people
post.
infiltrating,
So
right?
do I,
And I pinned 2 comments. They were both from, I think they're both ladies. I don't know, but one account's like a business account. They both said, we are part of this community and we fucking agree with everything you just said.
Exactly.
You know, and there's a page, man. You
Hey,
can,
I watched. Yeah, I've seen that comment. I've seen that comment.
you can look it up as well. There's a page called Gays Against Groomers, bro. It is a massive Instagram page, and it is all these gays from the community coming out saying, we don't want anything to do with these sick fucks.
Yeah, it's a totally
Leave
different
the fucking
movement.
children alone, right?
I never knew that, bro.
Because they're trying to come under the same sort of
Banner,
umbrella and banner,
Yeah.
It wrecks it for the other gays that are just
and it
normal.
also protects them.
Yeah.
Because then, if anyone then is to speak out, obviously, if you have someone that's going to stand up for their community, which a lot of people do in that aspect because they've always felt very attacked and threatened, right? Everyone will go against the person speaking out.
Yeah.
And that's the problem that we're going to run into. Like, there are people that are coming in and infiltrating it. Like, they call themselves MAPs, minor attracted persons, bro. You're a fucking pedophile.
What
You
the
are a rock spider.
100%.
You can look it up, right? And it's getting bigger and bigger in America. Not so much here. I think it's a lot slower here.
Yeah.
But they're coming out and they're trying to talk about it and say, like, we are MAPs. It's like, no,
There's
you're a
actually a
fucking
book.
piece of shit.
There's actually a book.
Fuck,
This
bro.
is what's gonna, bro. This is gonna piss you off. You ready? If it doesn't, I'll be concerned. There's a book every year they release, and it has all the known illnesses in this book.
Yeah.
It's for medical practitioners and all the sorts. It's mostly in the States. I don't know if we have one here or not, but in the States they have this book, right?
The name of it, bro.
They added. You know what I'm talking about? Yeah. In this book, they've now added pedophilia, as the way you described it, as a mental illness, which now means they're protected. Why? Because it's a mental illness. You can't help it.
I think there's a country that's
So it's
that's
not-
legalized pedophilia. I don't know
Yeah,
whether
so it's
Germany
not
or.
prosecutable
There
anymore
is. I
because it's a
saw,
mental
I
illness.
see.
don't
I saw on the net.
The same way you can't get prosecuted for depression or anxiety or whatever, you can't get prosecuted for that anymore.
Which is it's very interesting, man. Like, it makes you wonder, right?
Who's protecting
It's funny you say this. I actually had a discussion with my lawyer the other day about exactly this, because
Chocky, do you think it's a mental illness, but?
I don't. It's hard to say, bro. Like, it's one of these things, right? How can I explain this?
Whatever it is, whether it's a mental illness or you're born with
It's
it
wrong.
or you're just whatever,
It's
it's wrong.
It should not be. There
That's
should be no
full
cop out.
stop, bro.
It's sexual perversion. That's what I think it is.
Okay,
Correct.
it could be, but if you look at it from a religious point, it's a demon inside you. If you look at it from this point, it's this. If you look at it what they call psychologist point, it's a mental illness.
Correct.
Whatever the fuck it is,
It's
it's
wrong.
wrong.
It's wrong.
And it should be illegal.
That's
and it
right.
should be prosecutable.
When we come back to it being like whether it is a mental illness or not, like, let's look at people like killers, psychopathic killers, or people that have killed people doing whatever the fuck it is, right?
Right.
It then brings the question: is someone born evil, or are they made evil?
There's big
And there are
studies on it.
people out there that I think were definitely born evil.
Yeah,
Sure.
yeah. Some people are just
Some
born
people are
wired
wired
different,
Why
right?
that
Of
like
course.
that? Yeah.
So then, to some extent, maybe someone is wired differently when it comes to that sort of shit too.
Could be, but you
Right?
can
There was a
still get
case
locked
the
up.
other day. It's still fucking wrong, right?
Yeah.
There was a case the other day. I don't know if you saw it. 5-year-old boys apparently sexually assaulted a 5-year-old girl in a kindergarten.
What the fuck?
Like, and it went all over fucking TikTok and Instagram
In Australia?
in Australia. The school didn't even notify the parents the day it happened,
What?
which was fucked. Yeah, you can look it up, bro. It's fucked. But it makes you wonder, when it comes to something like pedophilia, right? They probably have trauma of their own.
Right.
They've been touched or abused.
Yeah.
100.
And they've never faced it, so then
Mirroring
they
it,
think it's
mirroring
normal,
it,
so they
yeah.
mirror it, just like
course.
people with violent
Yeah.
offenders or whatever, right?
100%.
It's still fucking wrong,
That's my point.
and they should still fucking. This is the biggest thing that baffles me, right? I don't believe they can be rehabilitated because that's how I see it. Because they always they get out, they go to a rehab, they reoffend.
Right.
But what do we do with them?
Lock them up.
Yeah, hard.
You lock them up, but
That just makes them worse.
you know what I mean? Then what?
Okay, so what? Let me ask you a question now. Are we not going to lock up killers anymore because they're mentally ill and?
Well, this is. I agree.
No, you
I
can't,
know
bro.
what
If
you're
it's
saying.
wrong, it's wrong, man.
Sexual, like
Okay,
it's
if it was someone that could defend themselves, Okay, but children cannot defend themselves. We're supposed to defend them, bro.
I agree.
Right, so it's a fucking crime, cuz. You can't
Look,
just,
you know,
everyone's gone free,
you
no
know
more
with me,
jail.
you know, with me, you know,
bye-bye.
sexual crimes against kids, there's no excuse for it. They need death, bro.
That's
Yeah.
what I'm
So
saying,
that's my
bro.
opinion.
Yeah,
Kill, knock
fucking
every
go.
cunt.
Hang him, bro.
Euthanize them, bro.
Bye-bye.
and kill
Straight
them.
the
Straight
fuck out.
Under the ground.
Yeah.
That's it.
100%.
But it's just wrong. If you, it's the same as
Like,
bullying. It's
you've
the same as
cancelled your right as a human once you touch a child.
I agree.
bro.
100%.
100%, bro. I can't believe that it's a debated topic. I can't believe we're even
And
debating.
you see the way the government favours these motherfuckers, bro. Cunts are
course,
getting out on
bro.
bail.
Of course, bro.
That's what baffles me, bro.
Yeah,
Like
exactly.
they're protected within the institutions
Yeah.
massively. Like why? What for? What gives them the right to be protected over someone that went to jail over driving charges? Like you think about it, right? Realistically, a pedophile's done a lot worse than someone that's fucking spray painted trains or driving charges.
Yeah.
The fucking boys that have done fuck all should be going to fucking La La Land jail, and the pedo should be going to fucking Gen Pop.
It
You know
makes
what I
you
mean?
question a lot of these fucking officials in the government, man.
Yeah.
They're all fucked.
What are they, like, why are they favouring these motherfuckers?
Exactly
Yeah.
right. It
What
makes
are
you-
you doing?
makes
You
you
already
wonder.
know, brother. Cocaine bitches and little boys, brother.
100%.
Well, man, and
that's the truth, but
have you heard about Pizzagate?
yeah, I've heard about this.
So that was, bro,
That
that
is
to
fucking
me,
crazy.
that was when like my rabbit hole journey started,
Did
bro.
you go back and watch every single time Obama or
Bro,
Hillary Clinton were
I got
mentioning?
sent fucking some 2.5 hour fucking documentary one day, and I sat on. I didn't sit. I
Oh, you
walked
seen the
on the
documents that were
treadmill.
leaked?
Yeah, I
That's
watched
what-
the whole thing, bro, and I was like, holy fuck! Like this runs so deep, man, and
This world, bro. is
on
sick.
surface level to your average Joe walking on the street, bro, they would never fucking believe a word you tell them.
Yeah.
Even if you put the documents in front of them, bro, the cognitive dissonance is real.
Yeah, yeah.
You can show someone evidence in this day and age of this shit that's going on, and they're like, that's not happening. It fucking is happening. And
Some people just don't want to believe it. Other people.
that's right.
Yeah.
Like the thing is, man, for anything to change in the way we're going right now, it's almost like you need to overthrow everything. Everything needs to change. It needs to start from fucking square one, ground zero, all over again.
Yeah, yeah.
But we're not going there,
agree.
bro. It's never going. In
No
Australia,
way,
bro,
no way.
they took the guns away after Port Arthur, and that's a whole nother conspiracy we can get into.
That was on purpose.
Bro, there's
clear
no
to see.
way old mate shot all those people that he shot.
It's
There's
clear
not a
to see
fucking,
that they're taking away the guns out of our hands.
there's a reason for it, bro. You
They've
look
been,
at
trying
America,
they've been trying to do it in America for years.
they'll never
They
do
won't
it.
give them up.
You'll get look at the fucking all the Texans,
Texas,
bro.
yeah.
Good luck. Go try and overthrow Texas. They're
yeah,
gonna fucking bomb them.
They'll get into a shootout.
Good luck, bro.
They're more
the
heavily
army
armed
would
than the
go in
military.
and the fucking Texans would win. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
yeah.
Like you honestly just need to bomb the state.
That's what I
Yeah.
admire about
Right.
America, bro. That, look,
The
They
First
can stand
Amendment,
up for
bro. They
themselves,
stood
bro.
strong by it,
Fuck.
you know, and that's why, although their country is fucked economically, right, it's absolutely fucked. But the people can always stand up for themselves.
Yeah, yeah.
Facts.
Here, bro.
That's what I love
we
about
can't,
America,
you
bro.
know. And my old man always tells me, like back in the day, Australian soldiers and even farmers used to be known worldwide for being some of the best shooters ever.
Yeah.
Now, bro, fucking kids can't even touch guns.
We got them through one of their wars, right? In I can't remember where it was. They sent out an Aussie squadron to one of the wars that they were fighting. I think it was in Vietnam or
I
something.
think
like
you're
that.
right. Yeah,
Yeah,
I
and
think that's
apparently
where
we carried them
Dad told the story from. But
all
like
Aussie,
now,
yeah.
like man, I was first shooting when I was 7 or 8 under Dad's supervision when he had a gun license, obviously. But now, man, like you talk to a general Australian family about taking someone to shoot, and they'll be like, "Oh no, guns are bad." Guns aren't bad. It's the people that fucking hold the guns.
Hard.
You know, it's like, man, you look at knife crime now. What are you going to do? Take all knives away from everyone because there's knife crime? No, of course not.
You can cut your fucking celery,
because there's
Karen.
little kids
that's
fighting over a postcard.
It's right. It's gay, bro. It's fucking
Stupid
gay.
shit, bro.
It's gay.
Hard.
Not
that's-
even gay,
that's-
just straight feminine.
Yeah,
Like.
that's right. That's straight fucking feminine
bum
shit.
shit,
Bro. Like
yeah.
why?
What's your
Look at the
opinion on the
damage
youth
you're
crime
dealing.
going on? at
Youth
the moment?
crime is fucking retarded, bro.
Yeah.
Like I grew up. We lost a mate when he was 16 years old. He got stabbed at a party and died. And it's the biggest waste of life, bro. What for? Over dumb shit, you
Yeah.
know. And it doesn't make any fucking sense.
It was
to
in
me,
the
bro.
last 4 to 5 years there was an increase in it, right?
Oh, fuck yeah, bro. You see it all the time. And you know what the problem is? It's not even about race or whoever's doing it. It's the fact that they get let off so easy. Bro, I was dead set talking to a mate of mine the other day.
These kids know it as well. They know the
100%, bro. I was
loopholes
talking.
in the system.
Oh, so I done a video. I done a video about he was an African lad under 18. He's fucking slashed someone in the head with a machete, right, or in the arm. It was on Channel 7 or 9 News, wherever it was, and they even showed the footage of him. Boom, cut him open. He was already looking at fucking 5 or 6 other aggravated violent crimes. He got 180 days in jail. And I was talking to one of my mates.
At what point do you draw the line of giving these
Bro,
kids
throw
bail?
the fucking book at him. Stay in there until you're
Ah.
19 years old. Do 1 year in Big Boys.
I mean, they're deport. Bang,
Get
go on.
fucking, or deport. Bye-bye, go home. We don't want
Yeah.
you here. You're a piece of shit, you know?
They
but
went gangster on in their own country, but they'll come do it here.
Exactly right.
You escape the war. Why are you doing it here?
Exactly right. And but
Fucking
look,
idiots.
that raises another thing, bro. When you look at people that come from war-torn countries, they come here and our police is a joke. Our police are fucking jokes,
And they
bro.
come and run riot, bro.
If you have seen people die at the hands of others in your own country, in your fucking backyard, and you see the police here, you laugh. Bro, what? Our cops, half of them are big fat fucks, bro. Nothing. Nobodies, you know? And that's another
I
issue.
feel like there's no screening processes for cops. It's like that. How many push-ups, chin-ups?
It's fuck all, bro. Like
Yeah.
it's really not much. The screening process is not a great deal, and I'm pretty sure
20
during
burpees or
COVID,
some shit.
during COVID, man, I'm pretty sure they fast-tracked it. It's even easier to become
Because
a
they
cop.
needed the numbers.
They needed numbers. And like, I've got nothing against police to some extent. Like, there are cops out there that are great cops, and there are fucking heaps of shit cops. Like, I'll never forget, man. I got done for a fray assault police, evade police on my birthday a few years ago, right? And I remember
My fault.
80
I'm
fig.
gonna have to mute that, bro.
No, it's all right. Just go again from where
Sorry, bro.
where it started.
You're right. Are we back on?
Go ahead, yeah,
We're
go
still on? Yeah.
Yeah.
I remember when I got done, fray assault police, evade police, right? I got put onto bail. I got jumped. I won, right? 4 blokes against me. Long story short, I came out on top. Cops got called, whatever.
Viva Las Colombia.
That's right. I got done for it, but I ended up getting I had to report 3 times a week between certain hours.
Yeah.
You know the drill, right? And I remember I kept going into this one cop shop and the same chick was behind the desk. And she said, look, she goes, I'm normally not very nosy when people report, but she goes, why the fuck are you here? She goes, you come here after work, you come here with your son, like you just don't seem like the sort of bloke that should be doing this. What happened? I explained the whole story to her, right? And I told her what the charges were and she said, the trifecta. I said, huh? She goes, yeah, you got hit with the trifecta. And I go, okay. She goes, let me guess. She goes, they're probationary constables that charged you. I said, yeah, why? She goes, they're just trying to get a name, it won't stick. And I said, you're lying. And she goes, no. She goes, they just tried to pin someone to make themselves look good. She goes, I'll bet my bottom dollar. The stories won't match. Yeah. All the statements won't come through and you'll get off.
You got police bail?
Yeah.
Yeah, from the station, eh?
Yeah.
Yeah. That's what always happens in those cases.
Sure enough, bro. Fucking
Go to court,
statements didn't come. All the fucking statements that did come were all different. And bro, my lawyer put them on the stand and they're all saying different things. Yeah. And I actually went back to the cop shop and I said, thank you. I go, I was freaking the fuck out, bro, because I hadn't been done before.
Did you lose a lot of money from it? From the court cases?
Yeah, unfortunately.
You should have.
He tried. The lawyer tried. And the magistrate looked at him and was like, don't even think about it.
Yeah, because the fight happened.
The fight happens. Like, he goes, look, the fight happened. He goes, we can't prove that he did anything else, but the fight happens. Like,
if you were wrongly accused for something and you weren't there,
then yeah.
So how come it wasn't self-defense? I don't get it.
Because they can't look at him, bro.
They didn't buy it. They didn't buy it. So it was on a fucking main road and there was apartments looking down at it. Apparently whoever called the cops obviously heard the point where I'd beaten 2 of them and I grabbed the other one and I was holding him like with his head half on the road and I said, I'm going to fucking put you under a bus. So I looked like I was the aggressor.
Yeah.
What can I do? And then my mate, God bless him, he fucking thought it was a great idea to run home. He came back with a knife. I had no knowledge, right? Came back with a knife. He got pinched before I did. I see him in the station thinking, what the fuck are you doing here? And then they come to my cell and they say, did you know about the knife? And I'm like, what knife? So it made us look like aggressors. Fuck. Dirty.
Fuck, that would have been a long court case, bro. 1, 2 years?
Year and a half.
Yeah, year and a half.
It was fucked, bro.
Sucks to be on bail for that long, eh?
Shit, bro.
Ankle monitor or just...
Nah, just normal. Yeah, no, it was fucking still shit. Like, and working in cranes, bro, as well, you don't have set hours. You got no idea when you start, you got no idea when you finish. It changes every day, bro. I remember one night I had to call my boss because we were worked all day and we were working into the night. I had to call my boss. He goes, what's up? Is everything all right? I said, bro, I got to go. He goes, what do you mean you got to go? I said, I got to drive half an hour down the road. I got to go report and come back to work. He goes, you're fucking joking. And luckily, like, bro, I was open and honest with these people because you deal with it in construction.
Yeah.
And he's like, fuck me dead. He goes, go do whatever you got to do, but what a pain in the ass. And I was like, bro, I'm not breaching fucking bail for a job. Fuck you.
Yeah, hard.
I'll be back, you know. But it's another thing, man. Like, what they can do in that aspect, it can fuck everything.
Yeah, 100%.
Takes away from your life. You can lose opportunities like that.
That's right.
Holds you back. It's a system that's broken.
That's right. The
Yeah.
system's fucked. Like, don't get me wrong, bro. If you're a proper violent offender,
Of course.
no worries. Go report every day
Hard.
between certain
Yeah,
hours and
hard,
have
yeah,
curfew and have a
fucking oath.
monitor, whatever. If you've actually done shit and they've caught you for it, that's on you. Wear it. If you fucking had proof that there were fucking 4 people against you fighting, why the fuck am I getting the book thrown at me? So what I won? Fuck you.
You shouldn't be persecuted for your strength.
The world, it's the world we live in.
beautiful chocolate, man.
It's the world we live in, though. you know?
Yeah, 100% Chocky, yeah, 100%.
It's a fucked world, bro.
That's a classic, man.
Bro, as a man, bro,
You
it's,
know what's up.
we suffer a lot, man.
100%.
In society, bro. Suffer in silence,
Suffer
suffer
in
against
silence.
fucking,
Feel like there's a lot of that going around at the moment, but we have a big chocolate man that defends us now. Bro,
Dun,
a
dun,
lot
dun,
of people.
dun.
Yeah.
They call me Super Dick.
What's your last name?
I'll
What's
take
your
that
last
one.
name?
You got that good.
Yeah, I'll take that one.
Hey, Chocky, power of manifestation, bro.
All about it, bro.
What's the most pinnacle, or what's the, how do I say this?
Hey, before he asks it, are you a believer in God?
I believe in God.
Yeah.
I wouldn't say I follow a religion
Okay.
because I feel as though, I don't want to get into religion too much. I feel as though religion or some religions have been infiltrated by the other side.
Yeah.
So when you look into certain practices and certain religious places, they're no longer about God.
Very good answer.
And there is a lot of
Yeah.
symbolism behind these
Yeah,
places of
100%.
worship that are very evil.
Yeah.
You're already swallowed, yeah. I
And
know what you mean.
people are too fucking blind by just following God. They think that it's all.
They got lost in the mix.
That's right. So I definitely believe in God. Whether I believe that he was a man that walked the earth, don't know.
Yeah.
But there's definitely a higher power that I pray to and thank every day.
That's
man.
all that matters, Chocolate.
Fucking oath.
100%.
He's been PR trained, this bloke.
Fuck off.
Badly, yeah.
We ain't getting cancelled here.
Oh, sorry, bro. You
know,
get cancelled for everything else.
You
Not
know,
religion,
from,
not
bro.
religion.
from the moment he opened his mouth, I was like, oh, yeah, he wants to be a tricky cunt. huh?
You just answered the question without answering it.
Sneaky.
Yeah, go back to your question.
Power of manifestation,
Yeah, bro, yeah.
because you were talking about it on one of your posts.
Yep.
Because I believe in it too.
Bro, it's huge.
What's been iconic? Like, what's one of the things that you've like pictured in your mind
And it's happened.
and you've like actually like labored time and effort into it, and then you've actually like achieved it, and you're like, fuck.
I did it. I think there's two big ones that stand out as of late, actually. So when I was in Cranes, my second last year, I remember my son, he'd obviously started school.
Yeah.
And I said to him, because he kept asking me, when are you going to be here for school holidays? And I said to him, I promise I will be here for every school holidays this year. And I fucking did it within that time, you know?
Yeah, yeah.
But I think the biggest one, the absolute biggest one so far for myself, when I was stepping back from construction, I set myself a timeline. And I told my eldest son, I said, I promise you I'm going to be done by then. And I've fucking done it, bro. I've stepped away. Boots are off, fluoros are off. And to me, bro, that's huge. Like, I don't know how I did it. Like,
Come on, bro.
and honestly, like, it's
crazy, man.
it's the scariest year that I've ever had in my life, bro.
Yeah.
There were weeks where there was no money, bro. I thought rent wouldn't get paid. Food wouldn't be on the table, bro. We'd be eating whatever's left over in the fridge. And that's scary, man. As a man with 2 kids and a
100%.
wife that
And a wife,
relies on
yeah.
you, that's scary, bro. But
was worth-
it's weird. It's
Was it worth it?
oh,
It's
worth
worth
every
it.
fucking step of the way, bro.
Your
No
peace
matter
of
how
mind,
hard.
man. Yeah.
But it's weird, man. When you find your true north or your path that resonates with you,
Yeah,
things happen for you, bro.
yeah, bro.
You know, so those weeks where everything would be
That's a bar,
so
Bars.
where everything would be so shit, bro. All of a sudden, man, someone would pay me. Something
Someone
would
would
come
come
up. Someone would join the team. Someone would
Yeah.
say, hey, man, I'll fucking jump on for 6 months. Here's straight up. You know, and
Yeah.
that fucking, man, it humbles me. Like I never really believed that things just happen once
Yeah.
you find that path. But
Yeah.
man, once I jumped on board and sort of really leaned into it,
Yeah.
things just start sort of falling into place.
Yeah, I'm the same, Chocky. Like, now that my life's going in a different direction, all these little pieces are starting to fall into
Bro,
place.
it's
All across the board.
it's
bro.
the most, it's fucking scary almost. Like
Yeah,
how
yeah.
things just, everything just meshes.
When you explained it, I was getting goosebumps. I was like, "Fuck, this is
Yeah,
what's happening right now." in my
Bro,
life."
it's fucked, man. And I've had friends that are actually currently experiencing the same thing, and I'm like, you're going the right way.
That's that leap of faith,
Keep
bro.
fucking
Yeah.
doing it. Like,
High
keep
power,
pushing.
nigga.
That's what happens when you
Yeah,
trust
that's
in
right.
God, bro.
And it's like, and it's like before it happens, like you hit a fucking all-time low in your life, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah, bro.
Where
Yeah,
everything is going wrong. Anything that could possibly go wrong goes wrong.
that's exactly right. And it's a test, bro.
But
Test
yeah,
of faith, yeah.
It's a test.
but
man.
if you
believe
hang
that
on
too.
from that point,
Yeah.
it starts.
It starts going up, bro. The
Yeah.
trajectory comes up. But don't get me wrong. It's never always like that.
Yeah,
You know,
yeah.
you hit a point
Fucking there,
and then
there.
you go back down a little bit. But I think the biggest thing, and I say this to all my clients, if you come up and you're flying on that high, you're like, fuck yeah, I'm doing so good, right? And then you hit a roadblock and you fall back down.
Yeah.
You got to remember never to let you fall. Like 9 times out of 10, you don't fall all the way back to where you started.
Yeah.
But if you fall into that negative mind frame again, you will go back to where you started. So if you've got to pull yourself out and say, right, I've taken 2 steps back, whatever happens, happened. But I'm still 8 steps forward out of that 10. You know, it's always about the mind frame that you have. Like what goes up must come down, but you can keep pushing up once you've hit that low again.
Yeah, and as a man, you're always battling the negative thoughts, eh?
100%. 100%. But I think in this day and age, man, the negative feedback loop is so hardwired for so many because of the way that we live. You know, you see negativity on your news, you see negativity on your Instagram, you see negativity on your TikTok, you see negativity everywhere. You see people struggling, battling, whatever it is. And this is actually something I tell my clients to do, right? When it comes to the subconscious mind. Like if you're a negative feedback subconsciously, try brushing your teeth with your other hand, right? Try putting your fucking left leg in before your right leg when you put some undies on. You feel like a dead set fucking retard, right? That's how strong your subconscious mind is. It tells you how your body how to walk. It tells your body how to do everything. If that negative feedback loop subconscious, you got to override that. So you actually actively need to start being conscious about your positivity and about the way that you think, affirmations, gratitudes. You need to work on it day in and day out. So that way, when that negative thought comes back, you can kick it the fuck out and say, I don't have time for that anymore. And that's when, as well, I noticed for me, when I started doing those things day in, day out, bro, the trajectory just starts going faster up, and the falls are fucking a lot smaller.
Hey, Chocky, I talked to some of my mates, they're not healed in that. They haven't taken their healing journey, but I talk to them about manifestation. Like I throw little seeds in that out there. And the way they look at me, they're like, bro, are you fucking normal? They think I'm a fucking weak woman. That's what ladies talk about, manifestation, this and that. And I'm like, fuck, you cunts are missing out, bro.
100%. But man, you look at some of the world's best sports stars, bro. They all do it.
Manifestation is one of the main
Tells me
things.
about it all the time.
Man,
Every time I say something, he goes, what you be saying?
Don't.
I'm always trying to tell him because he does it a lot.
He always
when
checks me
I'm
for
around
it,
him, and he's always like negative self-talking to himself. Fuck, I'm angry
It's
at
the
this
worst,
and
bro.
that. I'm like, that's the worst thing you could do.
It
And he's
brings
like,
you
nah.
down.
100%.
Like
He's pulled me up every time.
Everything's about frequencies. What we put
yeah.
out is what we attract, And the one thing that I learnt very early on, if you say, I won't have bills, right? The world doesn't pick up on the won't. It'll just bring what you're putting out. It'll fucking, words are very, very important. There's a reason
Vibrations,
why,
baby.
There's a reason why it's called spelling, bro.
Spells, bro.
Yeah.
It's
Broadcasting.
deep. Yeah, that's right. It's deep, man.
Life and death's in the power of the tongue, man.
100%.
And when you're aware of it, you can see it in people, eh?
Fucking oath.
Like, you know, when they're negative and you just look at them like, bro, like, you just got to break that. They're like, what do you mean? What do you mean?
Yeah, man.
How many people have you met like that, Chocky, bro? Where they're just everything's
bro, heaps.
fuck, bro, fuck this and that.
For me, victim mentality, bro. They're everywhere. They're everywhere. All the
Me and
time.
Timmy's got our best mate that's he's exactly like that.
All the time, bro.
Everything's negative. Energy drainer.
It's so hard because they're so stubborn, bro. They think the world's out to get them. But the world's not out to get fucking anyone.
It's out to get everyone all at once.
It's exactly
it's
right.
fair. It's so unfair that it's fair.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And for me, man, when it comes to friends being like that, I really struggle with it. Like, I'm very blunt about it now. Like, if someone comes to me,
bro.
You can't stand it, eh?
No, it really shits me. Like, if they're like, oh, fucking this happened again. It's like, fuck. What are you going to do about it? Are you going to change your life? No? Shut up.
Hard.
I'm the same because I'm doing it from the viewpoint of, because I've been through a lot, bro, in my life.
Yeah.
So when I hear people complain, I'm like, bro, fuck.
Yeah.
It could be worse, bro. It could be worse.
100%, man. 100%.
And they're like, you're so insensitive. I'm like, fuck.
No, it's not. And you know what? People don't like when people are blunt and upfront about things, bro. I've always, because of Dad, man, he will go straight for the jugular.
I'm hated for it.
Yeah, but good. You're hated for a good thing. You make people uncomfortable. That's on them, bro. That's something within them. You're triggering something within them that makes them.
I do it you do it in a very intelligent way. With me, I do it in a fuck you way.
Yeah, fuck you, 100%. But I think that, man, the biggest thing is fucking.
But the hate's the same.
Oh, 100%, bro. The hate's exactly the same.
It's a prime example of it. Doesn't matter how you articulate the message. The hate's going to be the same.
100, man. It's one of these things, man. People that can't be vulnerable and people that are just victim, they will always be stuck there. You know. And if someone comes to work with me, like as a coach, I'll listen to it and I'll show them where they're going wrong. And if they can pick up on it and they start to realize, bro, that's when you see the things change. The cogs start to turn, bro. You can hear it. When I explain something to someone over the phone sometimes, bro, you can literally, it's like you hear a coin drop in their head. They're like, he's fucking onto something. Like, let's try it.
Hey, Chocky, how many men have come to you and like halfway through the journey you've realised that they've just wanted someone to vent to? They don't want to deal with their trauma.
Heaps, bro. Heaps.
Because there's some guys out there that just want someone to talk to.
They just want someone to talk to, man. And
cry to.
Just as long as they're paying, it doesn't matter.
No,
You can vent all you want, brother. Just pay my bills, brother.
No, it's not even that, man. Because like I offer mentoring, which goes into that. Like we lean into traumas, we lean into trials and tribulations. So I'm happy to talk to anyone about anything, man. And I've had male clients break down. Yeah. And I know as a man how difficult that can be to break down even to a male friend. Yeah. So imagine doing that to someone that's a complete fucking stranger, bro, and you've only just started working with them. That's not easy, right? Yeah. But it goes to show how fucking segregated or isolated men can be, that they have to engage someone and pay someone to talk to someone about how they're genuinely feeling in life, bro. Yeah. That's fucking insane.
It's crazy, man.
Like, to me,
how the fuck did we get here, eh?
Yeah. It makes no sense, man. Like, why is the world so broken that men are so alone?
Yeah.
Hey, Chocky, I wanted to ask you as well. Like, can you explain, like, the power of vulnerability? Because I feel like when you heal, bro, there's a harsh reality you're facing yourself, and there's a vulnerability of like you having to be vulnerable to yourself, and like I don't think a lot of people out there acknowledge like how much power there is in that. Because I've got mates of mine that they're never going to be vulnerable. They're just like, their way of dealing with emotion is burying it. I used to feel like that.
Yeah, that's how
I bury my emotion and that's it. I don't feel it.
They're all drug fucked and woman beaters. Yeah, there you go then.
And bro, they bury their emotion. But me, when I actually turned around and faced my shit, bro, being vulnerable, bro, it gave me so much fucking power, bro.
100%, man. Look, the biggest thing I learned is that the power in vulnerability is that no one can then utilize anything against you anymore.
Yeah, my man.
If you wear it all on your sleeve, bro, what can anyone say to you?
That's exactly what my brother is, bro.
You know, and it's true, man. So yeah, I'm adopted. Yeah, I'm black. Yeah, I've done drugs. Yeah, I've drunk heaps. Yeah, I'm on TRT. What are you going to say about me? You know, yeah, I've broken girls' hearts. Yeah, I've been an asshole.
Yeah.
Cool.
Like you take the power out of their hand.
How the fuck are you going to get hurt by anyone else? You've taken all your power back from every motherfucker. What are they going to say to you?
Because I used to shrivel, Chocky, man. I used to try to hide those parts of myself, and I used to rage when cunts used to like bring it out of me. Yeah. You know how it was when before you healed, you're like, bro, yeah, you want to take it?
Yeah, let's go.
You know what I mean? Like, I used to avoid it at all costs, but if it did go there, I'll finish it.
Here you go, yeah.
You know what I mean? But fuck, man, like the power of vulnerability, bro, is massive, bro. And I want everyone out there to understand that, because, bro, there's a lot of cunts that hit me up and like, bro, like this is like senseless shit.
Bro, it's like
it's not senseless shit, bro.
You pretty much bulletproof yourself.
Yeah, 100%, bro.
I've done so much fucked up shit on the net, bro, and they keep wondering how I'm always able to stay relevant or come back. It's because I own the shit I do.
You own it, yeah, that's right.
I'm like, yeah, I've done that, and what?
And shame is the biggest driver towards things like addiction, whether it be substance or whatever it is, right? So if you're full of shame, you will always run. But if you are vulnerable, what's there to be shameful for?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like
that's a bar.
That's a bar.
That's a big bar.
We're on a roll here, bro.
Yeah. Chocky's full of bars.
Chocky's full of that Chocky, lad.
We're on a fucking roll. But it's true, but man,
start that Michael. Oh, Chocky's getting PTSD.
Leave him
alone.
Yeah,
like, man, fuck, straight up. If you are a vulnerable man and you wear it, it doesn't matter. Like, the only time someone can get at you is if you're not being vulnerable out of, like, you're not genuinely being vulnerable. You're doing it to try and win someone over or something. And if they attack you then, 100%. It's going to hurt. But if you're doing it because you're comfortable with who you are and what you've been through and where you've gone and where you're going, bro, no one's stopping you. No one's...
Chocky, you'd say that there's a difference between being vulnerable and being a bitch, eh?
Fucking oath. Fucking oath.
Big difference.
Because, like, man, I wear everything I've been through with pride on my sleeve.
Same.
But if you're a bitch, right? You're there sook. It's like, oh, poor me, I lost my girlfriend. That's not being vulnerable. You're just being a fucking sook and you're doing nothing about it.
How many people we know like that?
Heaps, bro. They're everywhere. We're surrounded by it, you know. And that's I don't know how people could get it twisted, but there probably are blokes out there, the feminine blokes out there, that do think they're being vulnerable by being a fucking bitch. Plain and simple, bro.
It's not the same.
I used to think like that before I took the healing journey like years ago. like anyone that would talk about trauma or anything, or any healing or being vulnerable.
Yeah.
I'm like, hey, I'm being a fucking bitch about it, mate. But really, it was the inner problem.
It was
mate.
it, yeah. It brings out another side of you before, like before you've
Because
been on it.
Yeah, the environment I was in didn't allow you to be able to show emotion.
Of course
so.
not, bro. You have to be emotional.
Yeah.
You're a foot soldier.
Yeah,
bro.
You know.
So it was always like, yeah.
It's all got
It was
to do with
crazy.
intent, bro. If you have the intention to heal and the intention to move forward, doesn't matter how much you sook, it's never going to be considered sooking.
Yeah, that's right.
But if you don't have any intention of doing anything about it, you just want to shit talk and rant about it.
Yeah.
That's all it is. It's intent, bro.
Chocky,
100%.
you know what kills me about a lot of cunts is like they will say, yeah, I want to be healed, but they only want to heal certain parts of themselves.
Yeah, they
You know,
can't.
when
They're
they-
not ready to look at all of it.
You know the healing journey, bro. When you heal, bro, you have to heal everything, and then I feel like a genuine healing is healing like everything of yourself. Would you agree?
Yeah, for sure. You have to, bro. Like, you can't. It's not a linear process, right? You can't just do it all together, but you can't leave any stone unturned.
That's what I meant.
You need to, you need to go through all of it because, like we said before, man, it will always, always, always follow you.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter if you left one fucking stone unturned.
It'll get you.
It'll fucking get you, and it'll fucking hurt when it comes back.
And it
you
does,
know?
bro.
It'll fucking hurt heaps, bro.
It does. When was your turning point? Like when was your
After COVID, man, was when I started.
Like you were in a bad rut and you were just like, nah, fuck
it's a
this.
story I tell all the time on my socials, man, because people ask, like, what changed? I remember I'd had a big night with the missus or whatever it was. I woke up, bro, rolled out of bed, and there was a mirror, like, right next to my bed. And I remember looking at myself and just thinking, you are fat, you're fucking depressed, you're unhappy with everything, and you're spending all your money on shit. And I was like, something's got to give. And that was when I just started looking within. I was like, what the fuck's going on here? What's pushing me to be this man, you know? But yeah, from there, man, it was just sort of a slow burn of healing, and then I'd fall back into my old ways, heal, fall back, heal. And then now, like, I'm finally at a point where I'm reasonably comfortable.
Yeah, I think that's a pattern we all fall into before we actually take the
100%, bro.
proper steps.
Because what I got taught that it was is that you're slowly, as you heal, right, your old self is dying.
Yeah.
But that old self reaches out, bro, and tries to pull you back in. And that's what it is, bro. You got to cut the cord. You got to let the anchor go. But
crawl before you walk, eh?
the only way that you can do that is by giving that version of yourself respect. You need to thank your version of that self and say, I turned into that person to get through whatever the fuck I was going through. If you hold resentment towards that person, bro, you're not changing. Because it's always going to be there. You know, you need to let it go to rest at ease. But if you hold it,
Chocolate bar.
Hey, he's full fan, eh?
true. Fangirling.
Hey, to get you back about that anal comment, Mo's going to go back and listen to the piss. Chocky, the piss is a bit light there.
That wasn't light, Russ. That was a heavy duty, bro.
You and fuck you and fuck you.
You're not Greek, Mo? Greek style.
Yeah. Hard. Fuck, what my question,
That was like a joke. Mo doesn't even like anal, bro. It was like a little, we were talking about fetishes from back in the day.
Yeah.
It was actually a fetish of mine, like on girls and that.
Yeah.
And then I turned it on Mo.
Mo's just
And now everyone thinks he loves anal.
Hey, we'll be running with it, bro.
And he's like, bro, you gotta stop fucking saying that. They think I like anal. Sorry, Mo.
We like what we like, mate. It is what it is.
we
But at the end of the day, it is what it is, cuz. You're
Send
gonna hate
babies
me
go
for
on
it.
the
Hate me
chat.
in the corner, lad, where you're not fucking wanted.
Back to the
Sit in the
conversation,
corner,
bro.
Your morning routine.
There we go.
Yeah. What is it?
When you get up and do your session in the morning, bro, what is it?
So I'll wake up.
Because you know everyone's got their own training methods.
100%,
Isolate,
bro.
this and that, compounding.
I'll wake up. First thing I'll do. Fuck, what do I do, bro? Wake up in the morning, get dressed for the gym. I'll do my check-in for my coach. So my coach gets me to weigh in every day, averages, shit like that. I do my blood pressure 4 times a week, whatever. I'll journal. So I do my gratitudes, I do my affirmations, and there's this thing, my missus actually got me a book, it's a 3-6-9 method. So you write down, like you put manifestation or you put affirmations out into the world, You do 3 times in the morning, 6 during the day, and then 9 at night, right? So there, I do both my books. And then, bro, it's just fucking gym mode. I'll go have pre-workout meal, knock back the pre-workout, and just headphones in, bro, and zone the fuck out of the world.
You full counting your calories in that as well?
Yeah, at the moment, I've been fucking pretty strict for the past 8 weeks, man, because I'm working with a bloke called Connor Walsh. Shout out to Walsh Strength and Nutrition. Bloke is a fucking genius. I think he's got a background in powerlifting. He broke his back pretty well when he was 18, 19, doing a 300 kilo squat. healed his back without any fucking surgery. And he went back and did a 400 kilo squat not too long ago.
No way.
So, and man, he's a fucking wizard when it comes to stuff like this. Like I've actually engaged him as a mentor of my own to learn more about what I do and how I can help clients that want to take, like push to that next level. So yeah, for the past 8 weeks, man, I reckon I've had all of 4 meals off plan, maybe 5 meals off plan. And it's not something that everyone can do, but the results that I've seen in such a short period of time, bro, it's fucking addicting. Like
100%.
It's worth the hunger. It's worth feeling flat by the afternoon because
the results, bro.
It's the best I've ever looked in my life, bro.
Hey, Chocky, you know journaling, right?
Yep.
Like how, give me an example. How do you go about it? Because I've always wanted to, but I don't know how to go about it.
So generally what I do, it depends. Like if I've woken up a bit late for the gym and I'm in a rush, I'll write I am grateful for, and I'll just fucking pump out a list of things I'm grateful for, and I'll go within, right? And then same for the affirmations. So if I'm in a rush, I'll say I am successful, I am abundant, I am healthy, wealthy, wise, whatever it may be. I always add in the one, no weapon formed against me shall prosper. And born lucky, because I was fucking born lucky, bro. I wouldn't be here if I wasn't lucky. I'd be back in Colombia fucking running drugs probably. And all I have,
chewing those leaves.
That's right. And all I have is all I need. Right, so that's if I'm in a rush. If I'm not in a rush, I'll go a bit deeper. Like I write sentences of things I'm grateful for and what I've achieved and how far I've come and what I'm proud of, you know. And it's the same for the affirmations. Instead of doing dot point like quick words and whatever, I'll fucking write it off, man.
What do you feel like it does for you?
I feel as though the biggest thing for me is it sets me up with positivity first thing in the morning. You know how some people wake up on the wrong side of the bed? Especially men, man. Men can wake up in shit moods for whatever reason. I don't know what the fuck it is. Sometimes, man, I wake up and I hate everyone around me. I hate the fucking world. I don't want to bar of anything, right?
In the morning, we become like females.
Fucking oath, 100%, bro. And the biggest thing that I've noticed that it does for me is that it sets the tone for my day. So automatically, bro, the first thing I've forced my head to do is think of all the positives in my life. So what does that do across the course of my day? You stay positive, man. You go back to that book before bed, and like sometimes I'll reflect and I'll go over it and I'll say, fuck, that was a good day, you know. And I've done this and I've done that. And also I'll set intentions throughout the day as well. So I'll have a to-do list, right? And generally it's full of shit that I have no fucking want to do, but I know I have to do it. Whether it be work, whether it be something to do with life admin, tax, whatever the fuck it is, right? I'll put it there as like a self-accountability. Because you think about it in this day and age, man, when we're stuck on our phones or you write notes in your phone to do something, how easy is it to not go back to that? You know, if you've got something on a book written down and you know you're going to see that the next morning, if you've slept on yourself, you feel like a fucking idiot. Why did I let myself down for? Was I too busy to do fucking a simple task that could have taken 15 minutes? Now I've dragged it on to the next day and I'm stacking up what I've got to do. So I think that's very important for people to do, especially when they're going through a healing journey or even if they're in recovery from substances. The biggest thing I've learnt when dealing with people that are in recovery, man, you need schedule and routine. Because that's what keeps you away from the habit. You tend to find that men will go back to it when they're bored because it's what they know for so long.
That's
so
so
that way,
true, man.
A lot of times I've slipped up out of boredom.
If you stay on top of routine and schedule, it's an absolute must. Like, no questions.
Looking back on your life, what's one of your biggest regrets?
My biggest regret, bro, and I talk about this quite often, man. My second last year in Cranes, I was doing 90-hour weeks for pretty much the whole year, bro. And it was the year my youngest son was born. I missed all of it. And he won't remember any of that, bro. But I will.
You will.
I missed all of it, bro. I saw it all over FaceTime and I saw it all over messages.
Yeah, it's time you can't get back out.
Him rolling over, him sitting up, him eating fucking solids. Like when you're getting up at 3 in the morning to go to the gym, then to work, and then you're not home till 8:30 p.m.
Kills you, that shit, bro.
Kids aren't awake, bro. And that was why I decided, like, I've got to turn my back on this. And I'll never forget, actually, at that yard, I'm not going to mention names of companies or anything, but at that yard, I remember when I was doing the walk through the yard, like, what other people take you through? And there was an old boy who drove one of the cranes. And he said to me, he goes, I hope you got a photo of your wife and kids because it's the only time you're going to see them. And I said to him, I said to him, respectfully, I go, that's because of the decisions you made, not me. And he got fucking a bit like, oh, who's
See
this
you,
cunt?
brother.
he was like, who's this cunt sort of thing. But bro, that company working there, man, it nearly did. Like I nearly lost everything. Like it turns me into, you just go into autopilot.
And the whole time you're talking, it sounds like jail to me.
It is.
If you weren't saying work, it's like you're explaining jail.
And
to
you
me.
know
That's
what?
Jail is.
Top it off, I'm sitting in a fucking mobile crane cab, which is big, bro. And you're sitting there and you're fucking doing this all day, listening to some either a bloke that's really good on the other end of a radio or some fucking spastic who you don't trust when you're lifting up fucking tons of material. And if they fuck up and you kill someone, everyone's fucked, you know? You're stuck just doing this, bro. You know, you're getting paid good money for it, but at what cost?
Jail, bro. It's fucking jail. It's a sentence.
You know, and that's, bro, that's my biggest regret. I don't regret much in my life, man. If anything, I think that's it. Yeah. And I know people say live with no regret, but that regret alone pushed me to where I am now.
They're lucky kids to have a father like you, right?
I like to think so. As long as they're happy, man, that's all that matters to me.
You're a good man, Chocky.
And bro, Chocky, it takes a lot of courage to do that, bro. Because me, not to make this about me, bro, but I understand what you went through because of my own kids.
Yeah.
Because you realise the value of time,
bro.
And I missed out on certain things as well, but. Bro, it was the hardest thing for me to leave, bro, because now I'm doing what I'm doing with my brother, doing the business thing, and we're doing things on the side.
Yeah.
Legal shit on the side. But
legal.
But taking on the whole entrepreneur thing and taking on taking on the business and not knowing where your next dollar is compared to like having a set routine, you're going to go to work and you're going to do set amount of hours.
Yeah, bro.
And then having that financial set to come into having all the time in the world and not knowing where the next dollar's gonna come from.
Scary, bro.
It's fucking scary,
It is fucking scary. But it's worth every fucking bit of fear, man.
Fucking moment.
Paycheck's a drug your employer gives you to keep you hooked.
That's right.
Once you free yourself from that shit, it's the best thing, man.
And because my brother's always been an honest man, he's always made an honest living. With me, I've always had that mentality of living on the edge.
Yeah.
I'm a big dreamer.
Yeah.
So if I have an idea, I go with it.
Yeah. Do you know what's really interesting, man, that you say that, right? I find that there are so many criminals, ex-criminals, whatever you want to call yourselves, right? If they transferred all of their knowledge into legitimate business, they're unstoppable, bro.
Yeah. Over the last few years now, that's what I've done.
Absolutely unstoppable.
But before that, it was just all...
But you understand the basics of it. Like, obviously you've got to learn the fucking loopholes of the government.
That's just tax loopholes, but
exactly
business intuition
in business,
they're more
crazy. Like in the business world, they're more ruthless than they are on the street.
Exactly right, man. And that's the biggest thing, man. And
when they're fucking you over, they're just wearing suits.
Exactly right. And they're not kicking your door in. They're not kicking your door in. They're just fucking you over another way. They're draining your bank account.
Sign the paper.
And they're looking at you smiling while they're doing it.
That's right, bro.
Yeah.
You know, and that's why I say all the time,
they're
man.
More gangster than the gangsters on the street.
People that have lived that life, man. If only they knew their real potential in the world, that's not going to land them dead or in jail. You know,
it's hard to break old habits, bro.
Of course,
especially when you go from making like 50 to 100 grand a week, or just off one drop in a day, bro, to 9 to 5.
That's right.
1,200 a week.
Yeah, fuck
you can't live off that, bro.
Yeah.
Hey, Chocky, in saying that,
well, I can, but these other cunts can't.
No, they can't. Of course.
In saying that, like with criminals, if they were to transfer over to like business, they would do well. Would you say like people with addiction would actually do well in businesses?
Bro, people with addiction have a superpower.
Yeah, exactly.
I say it all the time, bro.
I've always thought that, bro.
If you are addicted to something,
what's
to say you can't get addicted to something positive?
Yeah. You have an addictive personality.
100%.
They go all the way.
If you never break it, you have to replace it.
And you know why, Chocky? Because me and my brothers are like that, bro. You know, every time we've done something, the worst things, bro, we've always gone haywire with it. We can never go like what you were talking about before. It's never 1, 2 beers, 3 beers. It's always going to be like, fuck, if we're going, we're going.
We're going.
You know what I mean?
Sending it. Shadow realm.
I've always thought to myself, bro, like...
he knows this, man.
Yeah.
He's Colombian.
Like, we invented this shit. You told him
I started this gangster shit.
Like, we had the fucking... You fucking have... Nah.
Hey, Chocky, just before we go on, bro, I've always wanted to go to Colombia, bro. It's my bucket list. It's probably one of the only things I would want to do in life.
That my inbox from this bloke,
all
Colombians. Papicito. It's like, bro,
that's from Josh, bro.
Everyone's like, going to the toilet, bro. Like, nah. We're going to Colombia, papa.
Oh, give me a thick Latina, bro. Oh, mate.
Cheap bag.
You never come home, bro.
Yeah,
never, ever
that's the point.
Living there.
Bro, come back with no nose, bro.
Allegedly.
Allegedly. You took a ring.
Like the alleged escorts too, yeah?
Here's the boys. Viva la Colombia. I got some friends over there as well. I want to go see.
Yeah, all right,
touch base. No, I'm joking.
What's her name?
What's her name?
What's his name? No, I'm joking. I actually have a story back to what you were saying about luck. You're talking about luck, right? And how you were the luckiest person. I think that framing that is very important. And there's this story I want to share with you. That Doritos made an ad about this guy. So he lived through a bus accident killed everyone except him. Train accident killed everyone except him. And I might be a bit loose with my facts, but whatever. First time he ever rode a plane, it crashed. He was the only survivor. All right. And this bloke's going around thinking I'm the most unlucky man on the planet, right? And then he reframed his thinking and he goes, maybe I'm the luckiest because I'm the only one that survived all these massive incidents, right? So he went and played the lottery and he won. Straight away, first ticket. Doritos made an ad about him. All it was a change of your frame of mind. Instead of saying I'm the unluckiest, say, bro, look what I've survived. I am the luckiest. And it's a true story as well.
That's why I keep
Crazy,
telling you,
man.
never. I always tell them to stop negative self-talking.
Yeah, it's huge, man.
Negative connotations, aren't you?
It's horrible.
When he does it around me, I'm always like, bro, re-say that again?
Yeah. And he's like,
He pulls me by my ear. Listen, brother,
People don't
listen.
understand the power of it, eh? Like spoken word.
yeah, they don't. The negative feedback loop, especially when you say it to yourself, bro, it's soul crushing, soul destroying, bro. How can you chase dreams when you don't think you're capable of doing something simple that you put
Do you
yourself
believe
up
in
for?
luck or hard work?
Both.
Yeah.
There's
Combination.
definitely, actually, you know what?
Bro.
The
The harder you work, the more luck you get.
Bars.
Damn.
It's true,
Because
but
of brain cells here later as well.
my old man tells me this story. Someone asked fucking Tiger Woods one day, how do you get so lucky? And he said exactly that. You know, the harder I work, the more I train, the luckier I get. It's not.
Because you put yourself in the position to be able to afford the luck, right?
That's right, 100%. I mean, look, sometimes there are things that are luck.
Yeah.
Like
Of course.
just pure luck.
Yeah.
But
You just fade it.
Yeah, but if you're not ready to take that luck and turn it into something, then it's just dumb luck.
exactly
Right.
right.
For example, like, all right, you get this opportunity, luck. I don't know how you got it, but you got it to go play for Barca. If you don't know how to fucking play and you haven't trained yourself to be able to play, you're not going to be able to take advantage of the luck.
Exactly right.
You have to be able to do both.
100%.
Yeah.
It really sucks to have learned that later on in life.
I use this bloke as a
If I
book.
knew that when I was younger, I would have worked
This
hard.
is my book, lad. This is the book I read. Every time I'm about to do something, I say, what do I do here?
Hey,
And he tells me straight away.
you read, Chocky?
Yeah, occasionally. Audio book.
Bro, because that's you know when you get into those situations in life, like fuck man, I wish what I knew back then what I know now. That's why I read a lot, because I'm like, bro, if I can stand on the shoulders of these guys that walk before me, bro, I can get a head start. Like I'm almost fucking 40, but
A lot of people
I'm
don't
always
do a lot of people
audio
don't
books
do
as
that,
well.
though. Yeah.
My mind soaks the information, but
Yeah.
I can't
Jordan
read.
Peterson, 12 rules for life.
Yeah, Roger. I'll add it.
10 out of 10.
There's about 5 things you got to send me now. I hope you remembered all of
2.
them.
But yeah.
3. Black Mirror.
Oh, fuck. That's all right. I'll watch this while I'm editing.
Yeah,
every
that's
time
right.
you
Good
go-
shooting.
Bro, hey, I'm telling you, bro, Jordan Peterson's book, I'm assuming you've heard 50's book as well, yeah?
Jordan Peterson.
No, I haven't actually heard
Hustle
50.
Harder, Hustle Smarter. That's
No.
proper 10 out of 10.
Extreme Ownership. That's one you should read.
Yeah?
Extreme
Jocko
Ownership.
Willink and
That
I've
Will-
seen it. I've got it in my wish
bro.
list.
and
I've got it
fucking
in my
Lee
wish list.
Stabben, bro.
Yeah.
So they, if you know Jocko, he's ex-military, obviously.
Yeah, I love him, bro.
Jocko? Yeah.
Yeah, so he
Jocko's a soldier.
brings in how being accountable on the battlefield can also turn into being accountable in life.
Yeah.
And he actually uses examples from him being in war, and then how he's
Translates it.
now turned it into like a business, and how he helps other businesses become like flourish.
I'll have that book on my wish list for a while.
Amazing, bro.
I gotta get it.
That's
Worth
mad.
it.
Yeah,
Worth it.
all right, now you've cemented my
I like
decision.
Jocko.
Go for gold.
Real
Yeah.
He's a
direct, bro.
machine, eh?
He's a fucking machine,
Tank.
bro. Yeah.
What else was I gonna show you? There was one more. Fuck. Yeah, you know, I told you both of them. The 12 laws and the Hustle Harder, Hustle Smarter.
Yeah,
They're
yeah.
both cracker books, bro. 50's a G as well,
Fucking know.
bro.
G.
Some of the shit
you're
that
in
he
it.
says in this book, you just like, bro.
Guerrilla unit.
Hey, Chocky, before we close it off, what's one thing if there was one thing you could tell your younger self, what would it be?
It's crazy.
Fuck. I'd probably tell him everything's gonna be alright.
Yeah.
Just to
Fuck,
trust.
bro. Are you serious?
Yeah.
You took the answer out of his head.
Fuck. That's the same thing I said.
Just trust in yourself, bro.
Yeah,
Just-
yeah.
And
you'll
that's
be
from the
okay.
neglect, yeah?
Yeah, I
The
think, yeah.
abandonment. Like, you know, you don't know what the inevitable. Like,
Got no idea.
Yeah.
The fear of the unknown, bro. It was
Yeah.
huge. Now I don't give a fuck.
Yeah, because like with that abandonment, you would have had to go through life like feeling your way through everything.
100%, man.
Because you had no one to like.
Yeah,
You had
yeah.
your father there, but
Yeah,
when you got that abandonment issue there,
it's fucked, man. And you're always longing for something that you don't necessarily have, but you don't know what it is.
Yeah.
And I think the biggest thing is that fucking like it'll be alright. That's probably what I'd say.
And I understood when you said, Chocky, man, like when you were saying, like your parents were there, but then you hit a wall where you're like, fuck, like who am I?
Who am I?
Yeah.
Yeah, bro. It's fucking cool.
Yeah,
It's the
so I felt
weirdest
that
feeling.
shit, man.
Some people will never understand it because
Yeah,
they've
yeah.
obviously never been there.
Yeah, yeah.
But I think, look, a message that I do want to put out that just came to mind. I feel as though there should be more positive role models for young boys. 100%. Like people like yourself with the message you spread, saying how like all the gang shit's fucking lame. Yeah. Like there's not enough people to do that. Like I look at how I grew up, right, and I look at the older boys that surrounded me. There weren't any that were positive role models. It was all about drugs, drinking, crime, violence, whatever it was, right? And I think back as an adult now, and I think, fuck, imagine if I had someone like me there to say, hey man, pull your head in, don't do that.
It's all I ever
you know,
wanted.
and it's all I ever wanted. I wanted that big brother,
bro.
or I wanted someone just to be there and say, hey man, like you don't need to do that. You know, you're going to be okay without it. You
Whether
don't
it
need
be
to
a
go
father figure, a brother,
whatever it is,
anyone,
whatever
bro.
it may be. Yeah, and especially now, like looking back at it, I've lost heaps of mates, whether it be to their own hand, crime, overdose, whatever. Sometimes, and people will say you can't think like this, but how many could still be here if we had positive role models?
100%.
You know, how many would we have? And I'm sure you've lost plenty, both of you probably would have lost people to drugs, especially. If they had someone to sort of reel them back in and say, hey man, like, what's going on? Instead of being in that constant toxic environment where people are urging you to do more drugs or go do more crime or oh yeah, you're a sick cunt, bro, like you got done, fucking there. Well, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
We need more positive role models in this world, man.
100%.
And people need to stop being scared to use their voice to fucking help others, because it's so easy to pull someone else down. It takes a real man to fucking build them up, which I think you said before, Mo. Like it's just the way that the world won't change unless everyone starts changing how they interact with each other.
Way to close it off, Chocky.
Hey, Chocky, you're a gentleman, bro. It's been a fucking honor.
Pleasure,
What
bro.
a yarn to have with you.
Thank you for having me,
100%.
boys.
It's been
I
a long
fucking
one,
loved
bro.
it. It's unreal.
You can say I was glazing if you want, but fuck, it's Chocky, cuz. It's Chocky, cuz. This bloke
For
represents
the Colombians,
everyone.
it's all
It's
right.
This bloke represents the
Tony.
strong, the weak, and any other person alike. Doesn't matter what color, gender, race, ethnicity, any religion, whatever. He will represent you. If you don't have a voice, he'll give you one. That's why I like you. That's why I like
As
you.
long as you leave the kids alone.
That's exactly right.
100%.
Yeah,
and
but
most importantly, heal from your trauma. Heal from your trauma, people.
Yeah, please.
Like, deal with it.
Do
If
yourself
not,
a favour and do everyone a fucking favour.
Hard.
Face that shit.
Thank you for
100%.
coming, man. I
Thank
know
you
it
for
was a
having
big
me,
trek
boys.
for you to be here.
It was
We
fucking
appreciate you, man.
Worth every fucking grueling minute of driving.
Grueling minute. All right, kick it, bro. It's 4 hours, all right?
Talking about that one person, huh? For that one person you could save, bro.
Yeah.
Nah, that's right, bro. That's
Fucking
all it was about. That one person.
Fucking oath. It was
That
a
concludes
pleasure
our
to meet you,
episode.
bro.
Health and Wealth. Chocky, thanks again for
Thanks for having me, boys.
gracing us with your presence. And see you guys on the next one. Thank you.
Subscribe, hit the link, share, comment, everything.